Hello, hello, happy Friday. Welcome to our Friday Witchy Hangout. We do this every single Friday. This is the Friday before Christmas for those of you who are celebrating or Yule or whatever it is that you're celebrating. So happy holiday season. And I thought that we could do a love reading. What do they love about you? So hopefully this is like giving us all the warm fuzzies. Thank you guys so much for the super chat. Sunny Night Design starting us off. Hey Kevin, thanks Jess, Alex, Soul, and Luna. And the chat has been hilarious. Jules, you're in a mood today. So yeah, without further ado, Catherine, thank you so much for the super chat. Bearing gifts, we traveled so far. Thank you, Jess. Following yonder star. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Okay, so without further ado, we are doing the love reading. What do they love about you? And we've got 3 piles here today, as per usual. And we also have an anchor card. So if you are interested in the anchor card, which this is not a choice, it's not an option, it's just a common energy that's like really coming through strong in any of the piles. And a lot of people, I feel like a lot of us, we read the cards together. So if you want to know what that is, it's the orphan card coming through. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. That just hit me. The orphan card is the anchor. Sorry. Okay. And then we've got all 3 piles here. Some people are mentioning my headbands. So I have these Christmas headbands and I've gotten more enjoyment out of them than I have any right to. And I actually have like my little basket of them over here because I'm going to change headbands for the piles. I wish I would have thought of this sooner, but okay. So these are the 3 piles. Pile number 1 is the pilgrim. Pile number 2 is the shapeshifter, and pile number 3 is the prayer. And I'll put all of them up there together so that you can focus in on them, do your thing with these cards if you haven't done them already. I like to just close my eyes, turn that gaze inwards. Take a deep breath. Allow your energy to just drop down. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and be drawn into whatever pile or multiple piles you're drawn into, keeping in mind that the way you get drawn into each of the piles can be a clarifying message, especially when we're doing these big readings with lots of people here. All right, all right, all right. Pretty colors, yeah, they are. This is a very colorful reading. Nana is on vacation, traveling by train to Germany, but had to join in. Happy vacation! All right, so if you're ready, let us do it. Let us go to pile number 1. I almost said pile number 2. Would that be funny if I was like, we're going rogue today? Maybe that's what this person likes about you, is that you're unpredictable and you've gone rogue. It's like, we will not be going to pile number 1. We will be going to pile number 49. All right, let me just compassion this.
I mean, the card is number 20, and that's how it looks on the pole.
All right, so pile number 1, what does this person like about you? Oh my gosh, okay, what I like about you? What I'm getting for this, I'm getting a lot already. My husband actually, right before we started this, he showed me this meme, and it was this guy that said, how come women get to smell like real things like vanilla and lavender and men have to smell like concepts? Like, what is cool sports rush? So I feel like this person maybe likes the way that you smell, but this is anything but a superficial connection. I feel like this person likes your personality, but Lisa, thank you so much for the super chat. Happy holidays. And I think they like your personality, and with the multiple colors that are coming through here, I think that they think that you have multiple aspects here to your personality. And I think they think that you are like overall a very bright and sunny kind of a person. But with this being the pilgrim card and all of the spiritual religious symbolism here, I am getting that there is a deep there's a spirituality here to this card. I just heard you help me see colors that I couldn't see before. So that could be literal for some of you if you're very artistic. But I feel like you introduced this person to a way of seeing the world that they hadn't before, and it enriched their experience, whatever it was, or just having conversations with you. I feel like this person really loves having conversations with you because you illuminate certain things, or things that they've even seen before, but they just hadn't looked at them in that particular light. So it tells me that you could have differing opinions or a different life experience than this person, and you just have a really heart-centered way of of communicating that. And I just heard food for my soul. Like this person feels like you are balm to their heart, because there is a heartbreak energy here that's coming through. And I'm wondering if for some people that chose this pile, if you did actually like break this person's heart, but I just heard you broke it wide open. And I think there could be a mutual energy of like maybe you hurt each other, you broke each other's hearts here. But I think it was before, I'm hearing like before you understood this connection or like how to communicate with it, because I think there could have been some confusion and some misunderstanding, but it's because I think you had very different worldviews. And I think you were trying to get at the same things, or you both had positive intentions or something like in this connection, but you broke each other open. And that reminds me of that book Broken Open by Elizabeth Lesser, where she talks about like how difficult things kind of break us open. And you could have actually shared a heartbreaking story with this person about a difficult thing that you had gone through, or maybe you're even talking about a difficult thing that this person has gone through, and it like broke them open to the other side. And I just heard grief. You could have helped them process their grief in some way. And I really actually think that you didn't mean to. And I feel like that's a lot of times the way it goes in life, is like if you're trying to have that effect on somebody, you're probably not having it, or like you're just annoying it or whatever. But there's a sun energy that's coming through for you of like you're very whole and you're very integrated. And it's like you shone this like warm, bright light on a cold, frigid part of themselves or something. And it warmed them up and it helped them to heal in some way, or it helped them to feel again, or it's like bringing the attention right back here, like to this like heart-centered connection. I do feel like this person is in a lot of pain or feels a lot of pain, possibly from what you've gone through or what you expressed, possibly about what they said or did to you and the way that it affected them. Because this eye always looks really strained to me. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like, oh, I'm looking at it, but I don't really want to look at it. Like, oof, that looks, kind of a thing. And I think that you guys could have gone through something together like this, or I don't know, but it feels very like they didn't want to look at something, but they did. And then having looked at it and having confronted it, especially with all your healing energy around it, because I'm getting with this, all these bohemian colors, like I think you're a happy, warm, there's a life energy around you, like you're very life-giving or like very life expressive, or energy around you. It actually, all of that is a tall order is what I'm getting, like, because I think you're very bright and you're very positive, but you are able to go deep and you're able to have real conversations with this person. You're able to not skirt around the truth. So that's what this person loves about you. But there's like pain. There's some kind of like heartbreak energy. I just heard I was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. Is that a Christmas song? I think it's a church song. But yeah, and then like that's with that orphan energy. I feel like that you help this person connect with their inner child in some way, and you could have helped them realize something about this snake energy. Like maybe it feels like it's coming from them, like some kind of poisonous energy that they had, and it was defensive and it's reptilian. It was like lashing out, or like, and it was just really, really quick, almost instinctual, but it wasn't like healthy. It was overly defensive in some way, or they realized that about you. But this has been a very healing experience here from this person. And this person respects you is what I'm hearing. And they notice your elevation here with the mountain. It's giving like strong hermit energy. I feel like somebody here has gone through something really, really difficult. They went into hermit mode and they came out the other side, like a fresh and a new, but it was like with a depth and a maturity and an emotional depth, and it's softened. Like it's built you up, that there's a strength to the hermit card, right? Like an internal strength, but there's also like just this deep sensitivity and this deep softness that this person sees in you and really respects. There's a strong, like, I'm hearing I love you and I respect you. And I also heard I respect your decision. So I feel like if you made some kind of decision here, then I feel like, and it could have been about two people as well, like this person and somebody else, which maybe that's this snake energy. I just saw this person wrap the snake around their neck, almost like a boa. And I don't know, like, when you wear a scarf and it like protects your neck from the cold, there's something, they thought that it was protective, but it was really just instinctual and low. And, and they're realizing that you had your hand outstretched, like you were in some child, like on some inner child. You weren't trying to hurt this person or anything, but then they did something, and it could have involved somebody else, or this person could be like a part of a unit with somebody else. And I just heard, I understand why you did that. This goes two ways. And I think you've showed an immense amount of compassion for this person. Like you may have in some way expressed like, I understand why you did that. And with the snake energy, like I know it was instinctual, or I know it was this, or I know it was that. But yeah, this person respects you quite a lot here as well. And they think that you are like the mountain, like you're very dignified here in some way. So let me just I feel like I just heard broken illusion. Like there could have been an illusion, like strong illusion energy that was coming from this like reptilian brain is what I'm getting around this connection and around a lot of things that plugged into this connection. I feel like you met this person in a tough spot, like in a part of themselves that was very tough to deal with, and they respect you for doing that. Yeah, okay, so I just pulled this out, and the first word that I saw when I looked at this card is overindulgence. So this person was overindulging, they were partying, and you had to pull away from this. And this person always felt alone, is what I'm getting. Like, even when they were in a crowd, even when they were in a party atmosphere or something, they were trying to numb the pain, they were trying to, like, deaden the experience. And this person also could have partied in order to, on a subconscious level, to prevent themselves from closing out a cycle, this karmic cycle of partying or whatever. Like, they didn't know that there was another way. I feel like you showed this person how to do something. You showed them how to transform their pain into power or something like that. This is a tall order. Like, whatever you did for this person, it's truly, it almost looks like magic, I think, for this person. And again, I don't think that you meant to do this necessarily. I think that this is just the effect that you had on this person. And okay, so I just heard, it was a flash of a song from Carrie Underwood. I ain't in Chakota anymore. It's like, you can get anything you want here. All the paparazzi flashing can make a girl feel pretty good. So that's that partying lifestyle. It's like they were just trying to numb out the pain of, like, yeah, all the attention, or they were like attention seeking behaviors is what I'm getting. And they were drowning out some kind of like higher knowledge with the Hierophant, like listening to their own wisdom or their higher guidance. Yeah, this person feels like they were lost, like they were on the wrong path, and that they manifested some kind of lack into their life that led to this like kind of grief energy. And there was a lot going on here in an environment that they didn't realize, because I'm seeing that like the Leviathan energy. For those of you that saw that live stream where I was talking about that like Leviathan energy, it was like sneaking around, you know, like beneath the surface. And it was within this person as well, within as well as without, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. So it's like you showed this person a connection between their inner world and their outer world. And I think you showed it to them possibly by walking away. This person wants to offer you their cup of love. They know that they came up short in the past, and that there was some kind of like fantasy energy that they indulged in. And it doesn't even have to be a positive or a romantic fantasy. There was some kind of illusion. Remember I said there was like a lot of illusion around this. And because this person was operating from that place of illusion, you know, remember that movie Anastasia, like the cartoon movie? And there's that scene where she's on the ship and she's dreaming, and that like Rasputin guy, you know, he's giving her the image that she's like interacting with her family and she's going to jump into the swimming pool and stuff, but really she's like getting ready to jump over the edge, or, you know, it's like that was going on for this person's connection. They thought it was like one thing. And I feel like it could have had to do with alcohol, could have had to do with the partying, some kind of numbing out, and some kind of, again, narc fantasy that either they created and, or that they bought into. They were trying to tell themselves that this was what was actually going on, but really they were on that rocky ship and they were, you know, and I feel like you were, what's his name? That guy, Dimitri, that like, you know, pulled her back off of it. Like, what are you doing? This is the full sea out here, you know? Yeah, they were defensive. Like, this person was in a state of defense, and I think they put you in a state of defense. I just feel like somehow in you found it in your heart to not like hate this person. At the very least, even if you were firm with this person and you were strong in expressing like, you hurt my heart, like you didn't hate this person. I think instead you took time to say like, and this is where it comes from. Like, I understand that you're a certain way. I understand that being human out here is hard, but at the same time, there must be accountability in this space. Okay, so this is also going off to another tangent about accountability, that like if somebody doesn't have the ability to hold themselves accountable, then it can make you go crazy. Maybe this person feels like they made you go crazy, like, because if they're not doing that, then it's like you're never getting the closure. There's something here about like closure. You're never getting the closure. You're never getting the explanation. It just like keeps getting kicked out. I'm hearing you taught me how to be accountable. Yeah, this person kind of credits you for some kind of big turnaround in their life, and it has to do with their heart space. There is like there is a schmegdual connection here too, but it's just like not the focus. This is like very tantra. I feel like this person may want to experience that with you, or maybe you guys did do that sort of thing. I was like, okay, so is there an attraction here? Like, what is this? Not for everybody. Like, for some of you, this could be like your therapist, or this could be, you know, whatever. But I do feel like there is an attraction here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I can't show you these cards from this deck, but I was called to pick it up. It's the Tarot of Sexual Magic. I love the Three of Pentacles cards in this deck. It is so sweet. It's like a couple and they're in their kitchen and they're so happy and he's just like lifting her up and she's kissing him and they both just look like healthy and glowing. And I feel like that's the energy. It's like teamwork. It's a building energy. It's a happy energy. It's a contented energy. It's a well-rounded energy. And just heard you made a man out of me, but it was like through them having to apologize. And the card that I saw in this deck, it's a man on his knees. And there's something so sacred about a man being on his knees in front of a woman because he takes the knee to ask her to marry him, right? He's taller than her usually. He's bigger than her. And so he takes that knee. And I feel like this person had to do that. And it's not submission and it's not dominance. And they realize that. If this is a love connection, this person never wanted to make themselves small. They misinterpreted all of that like very beautiful symbolism. Like, I'm never going to be vulnerable to a woman. I'm never going to be this to a woman. But it's not that way with you. This person really like genuinely feels in their spirit that they take a knee to you because you're this mountain. You are this hermit energy, and that's just the way it is. That's another Carrie Underwood could be shared something for this connection, or like one of her albums coming out. I don't know, because I keep hearing that. I just heard, I just lost it, but when I'm in your arms, that's where it is. Yeah, like this person, it's like some kind of ignition sort of energy that has come through. And they wanted a beginning. For some of you, this person feels like they're not going to get it because of how severe or what went on or how long it went on or who they involved with. Or they feel like this is in some kind of hangman state. But also this also to them feels very spiritual, and possibly it's so this person can come back around and apologize the right way, give you your justice in the way that you absolutely deserve it, in the way that is truthful, that is whole-bodied, that is just deserving of you and what's gone on here. And so this person's kind of realizing that. And I feel like this person might be on a spiritual journey or on some kind of quest. And the rest of their life, I'm hearing like, I'm seeing like the end part of this person's life. So I don't know where they're at in their journey, but I think this person intends to go, I just heard on holiday, or they intend to go like pursuing their spirituality, I feel like. And they really want to do that because this person feels like they lost themselves. They lost themselves in some kind of greed and indulgence. There could have been judgment energy here where they lost a lot of like material something here as well. And it woke them up from some kind of obsession. But I feel like this person was obsessed with something superficial, some kind of wealth and status. And, that's like a core energy. So I feel like this obsession, they were around a lot of different environments around different people, but it was just because they were obsessed with wealth and status and greed, and they were very stubborn about it. And I think this person had some kind of I'm hearing like financial ineptitude around what exactly it was that they were doing, because obsession is not skill. So this person was obsessed with wealth and status, but they didn't learn about wealth. They didn't learn how to manage their money or anything like that. They were just obsessed with it and constantly chasing it. And I feel like there was this judgment energy where something here like was unearthed. It feels like a snag, I'm hearing, some kind of detail-oriented energy, and they lost everything. I feel like this was another aspect of this like catalyst energy, and somehow you are tied into this, but I'm not sure that you're a part of that scenario. But it's like maybe when this hit, this person thought of you, or they were like reminded of you, or something that you had said to them. You implanted some kind of wisdom into this person. I just heard God knows it too. God knows it too. I don't know what that means. But yeah, so maybe, I don't know, that's just like the divinity of this connection. Oh, okay. So God knows it too. And then I tried to clarify what that meant, and it's the 5 of Wands. So there's like this competitive energy here: rivalry, conflict, disagreement, strife, and tension. Okay, I feel like this person could have even thought that whenever this happened, they almost like immediately knew they were getting karma for something, maybe something to do with you and this like heartbreak energy. And this person was like, wow, God knows it too, that I like let myself down. God knows the truth. Oh, God knows it too. God knows the truth. So it's like, whoa, that was like a wake-up call. Something here was a wake-up call when something came like crashing down. And when that happened, this person thought of you. Aubrey, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, darling girl, for all your hard work. May you and Alex have a blessed holiday season. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, and I think that something happened, and it's like they immediately thought of you. It's like this person instinctively knew that they like left you out in the cold with this orphan energy, that you were in some loving energy towards them. Like their illusions like suddenly crumbled around whatever this was. And I don't think this tower moment had anything to do with you per se, but they knew it was connected to you. Intuitively, they knew it was connected to you and what they had done to you, and that they rivaled. It really feels like some devil energy. Like they just allowed the devil to rival God, basically. And somehow that ties into your connection, and not pursuing your connection or fulfilling your connection, pursuing another person over you, that had superficial traits that this person was drawn into, but they knew it was wrong. They knew that they shouldn't be pursuing that person. They knew that person wasn't theirs, and they knew they shouldn't have anything to do with that person. And maybe they went and built with that person. So that could be in a romantic sense, or that could be in a business sense. And this person was just distracting themselves. Can make a girl feel pretty good. That's Carrie. I just heard it again. Carrie Underwood. I ain't in Chakotah anymore. So they were just like, oh my gosh, I'm the shit. And then they just like left you out in the cold. And then all of it came crumbling down because it was of the devil. It wasn't of God. And so, and also this person remembered something that you said to them, something that you told them. And it's something to do with like God knew the truth. Yeah, something here happened like at speed as well. Something quickly slowed down for this person. This is a love reading about you. And I think maybe this person, oh my God, I feel like this person had to realize that they loved you. Like, I don't know, this person was like trying to outrun the thought that they loved you, actually, or the realization of it, because it's like, it's so natural. It was just like put there by God. It just is. I feel like this could even be one of those connections where it's like when this person met you, they just felt a love for you. And for those of you who are on Patreon, this doesn't even have to be a romantic connection. I think for a lot of you it is. But for those of you that are on Patreon, last night I shared that short that I found, and I just felt like I needed to. And it was saying that one of the tragedies of life is that you will be loved more than you ever realize, because people don't like, we just don't express that to people, but there's somebody that like missed it when you didn't come into work today. They missed your smile, but they didn't say it because maybe it would be weird or something, or like they just look forward to seeing you every day, or it's like little tiny bits of like love. And I feel like this person had big love for you and they never expressed it, and I feel like it's the regret of their life. And I feel like this person literally pissed themselves away in some way because they don't care about these people, and these people don't care about them. Whoever is around them, the only thing that they had in common, all of these people, is very karmic. They're showing me like a karmic nest. The only thing that they had in common is that they were all after the bag, is what I'm hearing. They were all after this like tower energy, and they shouldn't have been building together. But all of them had, I'm not trying to be like crazy here, but it's like they all had a contract with the devil where they had something that they wanted to be looked at in a certain way. Contracts with the devil. So the devil's like, oh, I'll give you this. As soon as you get it, boom. Because the devil doesn't sustain anything, because the devil's not truly king or queen here. Can't sustain it. So yeah, you can reach that pinnacle, but as soon as you do, tower. And that's what happened over here, because none of these people are learning to see through the eyes of wisdom. Like all of them are people too. This is all a part of their spiritual journey as well. They didn't have to learn it that way, but they chose to learn it that way. But it just goes to show how deep this connection is, because when that tower moment hit, this person thought of you. And that was a wake-up call for this person as well, where they just knew that they should have been on the journey with you in some way, or they should have honored your connection, and instead they injected a lot of strife and conflict, argument, chaos, and possibly competition here. Look, you can't make this up. Tower. This is literally what I was sawing. See, what I was sawing? Oh my gosh, what I was seeing in my mind. So there could have been something here about what this person said. I just heard, I can't believe I said that to you. There's a lot of regrets in this. Is that what I said? Is that the way that I came across? Like there's something here where this person is like argumentative, and like I'm just hearing like I ruined it. Like I ruined some kind of thing here. And it's because this person was in some fight energy towards you. And I feel like this person needed to release their own like self-limiting beliefs and their own inner critic, but instead they put it in you. Like they try to push that energy in you, and it made you defensive. Or they wanted you on the back foot for some of you. They wanted to turn people against you for some of you. So I don't know. There's a lot of different things this connection could be. Okay, anything else? What does this person love? You're so different. Okay, I also think that like you sussed it. This person, they like that you stood strong, like that you didn't join in with whatever nonsense was going on here. That you kind of, with the Seven of Swords, this is actually like a positive Seven of Swords. Like you actually had the confidence to be different. You actually had the confidence to see, I can't win over there. So I'm leaving, and I'm putting like blockages up here. And you saw that there was some kind of betrayal that was going on. This person really respects you for that. They really do, because this person could never do that. Like maybe they will once they finish this process, but this person's not strong enough to do that and they recognize it. This person feels really influenced by the group and they feel really influenced by what people have to say about them. And we all are. We're a social species, but I mean, this person can't challenge it. They can't stand on their own. And you did. And also there's freak flag energy here. So I feel like, I don't know, it's like in a room full of people that's favorite color is all red. You weren't afraid to be like, well, mine's purple, you know? And this person just really likes that. You have self-love. This person realizes that you have self-love. And in a way, they realize that you weren't looking for them. You weren't needy and codependent towards them. This is a very needy person, and that's what they're realizing. I was so needy and I was so codependent. And I'm seeing the Wizard of Oz where it's like, if I didn't, it's like I had everything. Like, if it's not in my own backyard, then why would I go looking for it? Nikki, thank you for the super chat. The antlers are my fave so far. Big loves to the coven. Gonna get behind today, so go ahead and sending love and monies. We'll catch up. Bye, Nikki. Thank you. Yeah, so I just feel like this person is very, very easily swayed by the group, and it's because they lack self-love, and that's what their karmic energies, whoever that, because this person I feel like is in karmic country, like they're in karmic territory. It feels to me like they're in a karmic location, whether that's a workplace. I think it's geographical though. I feel like this person can move somewhere geographically karmic to them, and with a karmic I think was like maybe lured with a karmic or got an invitation by a karmic, whether that's a boss of a company or something, because all these karmics that are surrounding them, that's the mirror that they all share, is that basically they're like, you don't love yourself, you would never be around me, you would not put up with this if you loved yourself. It's like that kind of an energy. Yeah, so and that they need to release their self-limiting beliefs. This person doesn't believe that they are good at things or like good at a certain thing, and it could be love or relationships or I feel like this person hit rock bottom, to be honest. They hit rock bottom and they thought of you, and that really means something to this person. I feel like this person was surrounded, they could have been betrayed in a big way, and that could be karma for what they did to you. Like I feel like were betrayed, ganged up on, and like thrown out in the cold, and I think it's because they did that to you in some way. But also you were the light in the darkness. Like this person thought about you, and it was the memory of you. You left something with this person, and it was either something you said or it was a way that you came across, and that comforted this person through a really, really dark time and led them back. And then I just heard, God rest ye merry gentlemen, learn nothing you dismay, right? Like the star in the sky, Bethlehem, and you're coming through in that Aquarian energy, which is like that star, very healing. And it was like, back out of karmic country, put it down, nasty, nasty, come home, you know, like that was you. Yeah. And this person like saw something, they lost themselves. I'm hearing they lost themselves and they lost their joy and they lost their happiness, because this person, they're realizing that they chased the middleman, that devil energy. They thought that they were going to be so happy, right? We think this. And you showed this person the folly in this. They chased this middleman because this person had some kind of greedy something of like, if I have this and if I have that, that equals happiness. That leads to happiness. Why not pursue happiness directly? You know, that's whenever I've manifested the best shit in my life, I'm like, God, you know what I need. Because every time I manifest, I'm a good manifester. I really do think. I manifest the things that I want. And I learned pretty quick that it wasn't what I thought that it was. So finally I started to kind of wise up and be like, you know what I am and what I need and where I fit into like this whole dance. So just show me there and show me why that's, you know, so I don't ruin it. Like just show me how I'm supposed to be interacting with it. And that's where joy comes from. You know, it's just finding your place in the dance of it. You don't have to have the most this or be the most that or anything. You don't. You just have to be you, and you have to pursue the things that are for you. And you have to love those things, and you have to value those things, and you have to not disrespect those people, and put somebody who has carcass energy, who maybe has something on a material level or something that you're just so enamored with, but it's really just hollow. Don't put that person over this other person. Don't be over there versus over here. Don't do it, because you're going to ruin your actual connection. And this person, there's something here about that. Judgment. I get it now. They're like, yeah, there's like a bell that went off. So this was, even though they didn't take the journey with you, because I really feel like you guys are in separation here, and that this person chose other people, places, and things. They put that on a pedestal, and that was still a spiritual journey here for this person. Overindulgence, again, came out. Heavy partying, isolation, independence, alone time. 3's a crowd and gossip. 3 is a crowd. Yeah. Judgment. They're receiving judgment for that. So they could have involved somebody else. And again, not for everybody is this a romantic connection. I do feel like for a lot of you this is, or it was, or it should have been. But for a lot of you, this could be like work, where it's like you were the boss of this department. You should have been making this decision. And then they pulled somebody else in order to undermine you. And you see what I'm saying? To try to cut out the competition. And it was because that was this person's niece or nephew. And even though you've been working at that company for 20 years, you get what I'm saying? Like, so take this however it resonates. But this person has absolutely, I feel like you've been praying you've been praying for something. You've been praying for the truth to come out. You've been praying for deliverance. You've been praying for healing. And possibly you've been praying for this karmic cycle to end because you're like, if this MFer is not going to pull their head out of their rear end, I'm leaving. Like, I'm done with this. I understand that we're soulmates, but you can't expect me to stay attached to this. Excuse me, right? And you've been praying for something. And for some of you, you've been praying for this person to realize what they did to you and how badly they hurt you. And they get it. They're knowing. Okay. Yeah, Ace of Cups. So this person feels like you're a healing balm. I keep coming back to that. Like, you are the Divine's Cup. You brought a lot of peace, healing, some kind of higher level, like, it's higher level knowledge, but it feels emotional. Like, whatever it is, like a feeling of emotions. Like, it's not just what you said. Because a lot of people say stuff that they've heard other people say online and they're disconnected from it, and people do feel that. You're not. You have like an emotional integration with something that you said or something that you embodied to this person. Yeah. There's the person's realized a lot. Tasha Blonde Diablo, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for all the awesome content. Oh, you're welcome. All right, so anything else? And then I'm going to move on to pile 2 because I feel like this person there's a lot of respect here. This is definitely a spiritual connection. It's more than skin deep. And I know that we really didn't get into like the sexy, saucy stuff. I can tell that it's there for those of you that this is a romantic connection. I just don't really want to go too far into it because I can also tell that for some of you this is not, you're not asking about a romantic connection. You're asking about somebody else, and I don't want to make this like too weird. Yeah, I feel like you rejected this person. This person actually, I like this. This person actually loves that you rejected them. And I feel like this person ran from that, but you caught this person is what I'm getting. They've always had feelings for you. I feel like this person like had real feelings for you, and they rejected that. And then now they're having they're in a karmic situation. I feel like they're in a karmic relationship. For those of you that applies, there's like some kind of court system. There's like a legal decision. And they miss you. Anything else? They're sorry. This person's illuminated about some kind of trigger, and I don't really want to get into this person's karmic life like without you, because I can tell that it's painful, and it's not copacetic with your energy. Like, you're much more high vibrational than this person, and to hear what this person was up to and what they had to realize, I think would shock you, and I just don't want to shock your system. But yeah, there's a lot. This person sees you as the Empress, and I just picked that up in the Tarot of Sexual Magic deck. It's a sexy card, it's a power card, and there's also that snake in that. And this is like a baby defensive snake, which if you live in an area with snakes, you know that the baby ones are usually the ones you've got to look out for, because they haven't learned like that you're just passing through. Like, a lot of the times, like, we're all just passing through. So they're actually a lot of times they can be more likely to bite you. And so this person has this tiny little baby defensive snake, but you have the Empress card in this deck. The Empress has this big snake behind her, and it's fully trained, and it's fully like, see this energy? It's fully that. And that's that Kundalini energy. It's that Shmegzual energy. You're fully in control of your own Shmegzual energy. And you know your standards, you know your worth. You are not getting off your throne for anybody. You're not accepting whatever this person tried to levy at you. You're too good for it. And just know that you would never have gotten wrapped up in whatever this is. So don't be jealous of it. And this person put things on a pedestal over you, but it's because they were lost. They couldn't see those things clearly. It's not the truth. And especially it's not the truth for them in their life. This person has an alchemy with you, an alignment with you that they desecrated multiple over and over and over and over and over and over again in the decisions that they were making. And they just it was just one decision. And it was the decision to continue to run from the truth. And it took many different forms, and they attracted many different karmic energies in their like chaotic energy. But that's not on you. And I would hate for you to believe, and I think this is coming through from them, I would hate to believe a version about yourself that's just not true. Because I think at one point in time, this person could have wanted to hurt you. They could have wanted to make you feel secondary. Like, I didn't choose you. I went down this other path because this bitch is better than you and this job is better than you. And don't you feel bad? You should feel second rate. I want you to feel fourth rate, fifth rate, bitch. Like, you know, my third parties are better than you. Like, you know, it's that kind of energy that this person was in. And none of it was true. And now they are just in a heap, a whirl of their own terrible choices, basically. So, it all caught up with them, and I feel like you didn't have to do anything because it wasn't right. And it's not in alignment. I'm not talking about morally right or wrong, although I feel like that kind of energy is not morally right or morally wrong. Well, it's not morally right, I should say. But it wasn't in alignment with what is genuinely the best for them. And I feel like they're learning that, or they're going to have to learn that. And they do understand that. And I do feel like this person is on a spiritual journey, but they also have some kind of intention to go on a deeper spiritual journey whenever they kind of break free for whatever it is that they, and I do feel, I just heard the word embroiled. I feel like this person is embroiled in something, and they're going to have to be embroiled in something for like a hot ass minute. And it feels like a legal battle, because it feels like, oh, that karmic, all the karmics that they just got involved with like so much because they were so much better than you. Those people are about to come at their throat for an extended period of time, and they're going to have a lot of success. I think this person is eventually going to get out of it and like kind of come up, but I think they're going to have a very potent introduction as to just exactly who these people are. So, and they're not demure, they're not mindful, they're not classy. No. Okay, so that was pile number 1. Okay, compassion. This person is learning a lot. You can't deny it. That's how potent your energy is. Because I really feel like it was you and only you that was like that flicker that like came online for this person. All right. Damn, I felt all of that. I'm on a whole other timeline, baby. Yeah. I'm so far removed from what happened that I don't perceive it as that deep anymore, even though what he did made me not be able to eat for 2 months. Yo. That's actually reminding me of, I was watching something, and this woman was explaining that she had gotten herself into therapy, and she thought that things like didn't hurt her anymore or whatever. And all of a sudden she started crying. Like she was like, I have no idea like why I'm crying. And her therapist was like, because you finally... She was like way an adult, and her therapist was like, you finally gotten yourself stable enough where you actually feel safe enough to actually process your emotions. And it's actually a good thing that you can feel the pain of it and you can like actually cry it out, you know? All right. Sorry if you guys can hear any sounds outside. We have some snow, so I think people are like shoveling up their areas and things. But okay, so that was pile number 1. I'm going to put the thing up here. I'm going to put my lip gloss on, and I'm going to change my headband. That was you yesterday with the snow? Okay. What headband should I choose? Oh my gosh. I'm going to do this one because it's number 2, and it's like, it's pile number 2 with the 2 legs. Okay. Well, I guess there's 2 antlers too. All right. So we're moving on to pile number 2, which is the shapeshifter. All right. Compassion. Gosh, I just like picked up a whole bunch of fuzz from that. Okay, so pile number 2. Okay, let me just pull some cards here. So what are we doing? What does this person love about you? All right. Okay. I'm not exactly loving the energy that's coming through this pile. Hold on. Okay, I don't know. There's a lot of sexual attraction. This to me does feel like a strong karmic energy that's coming through with the shapeshifter. There's two different energies that are coming through for me, and I don't know which one you are. So of course take this however it's resonating for you. But I feel like one person here is like super sexy. Like this is the person, even if you don't think of yourself that way, I feel like this person thinks of you that way. There's somebody here that might get a lot of attention, and it is kind of a status symbol for them to be attached to you. And you got to take that on scale because I just feel like somebody here feels that you're out of their league. I think physically in some kind of way. And so they want to attach themselves to you, bind themselves to you, I just heard, in order to try and shape shift and possibly, okay, I feel like there's a family wound here with this person. So on a deeper level, I feel like this person wants to attach themselves to you in order to overcome a heartbreak that they feel from their family, because they could have felt like not what they were supposed to be in their family. They could have felt like the weird one or the outcast. So they're like, okay, well, if I get this person or this kind of person on my arm by whatever means necessary, because this is a karmic contract that you have with this person, I'm strongly getting, then I'm going to shapeshift out of my own insecurities and my own troubled nature kind of a thing. So I do, this to me feels like somebody that interloped on a connection, like tried to cut off some kind of like lover situation that you had with a divine soulmate here. And because we have the Lovers card that's coming through and the Chariot. And this is actually the cusp of magic. So there could have been magic done here. But so I feel like there was your lover's connection, some kind of like divine connection here where it felt like magic. And it felt like magic because the divine was involved and the divine was kind of like bringing it together. And you and this person could have been opposites, but equally strong and kind of actually going in the right direction and possibly heading towards some kind of Cancerian energy. So like being in the love bubble together or creating a home together or moving forward in life. Like I think you and this person, because you're so different and there's a lot of like sharing of the energy that's going on, like where one person was going to introduce them to like their shadow side and the other person was going to illuminate something here for the other person. Like it was going to be a very healthy connection. It was going to go far, fast. And this person I feel like interloped because there was a functioning dysfunction here, and it's of a King of Wands variety, which is very schmegdual. And somebody here could have like a womanizing past or history or something here like that. So they wanted to offer like their Two of Cups energy. And I feel like this person probably presented as a friend in order to interlope, and they wanted the schmegdual energy to kind of like bind the two of you together, but it's not natural. So I feel like it's always kind of like intertwining kind of a thing. Now, if you're the other person that did this, like you were the interloper here, because remember I said there's two energies here, then I feel like what this person likes about you is the mask that you put on. And I don't even think they're all that preoccupied with it. I think they're preoccupied with their lover's kind of connection. And this is just some kind of like karmic situation whereby everybody here has to get comfortable with like being different. So I feel like, again, for this person who interloped and who has this family wound of like, I feel like the odd duck out. I don't feel like I'm what I'm supposed to be. And I want to prove everybody wrong by being able to get this particular kind of partner. Again, by whatever means necessary. Don't do that. This is about you being in your Aquarian energy, going your own way, being different. You know, for some of you, you might not even like this kind of person. You just recognize that they get attention or something like that. But maybe you want to be alone, or maybe you like a different kind of person altogether. Maybe you like a more alternative style or a more unique style in a partner. You actually like the grunge kid rather than like this person or something like that. So it's about you being able to do that and standing strong on your own. And I actually feel like there's a divine purpose why you feel that you didn't fit in your family in this particular way, because you're supposed to bring this healing energy to this family. And it might be through putting some distance between you and them and speaking about your heartbreak, which is reminding me of pile number 1, where these people can kind of heal and be like, well, I don't know why we couldn't have just accepted this person like for how they are, you know? It's reminding me, this is an extreme example, okay, but like from the movie Wedding Crashers, that like weird emo kid and his dad was the politician and they were always trying to hide him, you know, and he became probably weirder, you know, because he had this complex. Anyways, like it could be something here like that. Whereas I feel like this sexy person that's like, oh yeah, I just, you know, steal the show kind of thing. Again, whether you know it or not, but this is how this person is looking at you, that you get more attention than them, that you have more options than them. And they're seeing you look out at this other person that they know is like maybe for you in some way. I think they think this person schmeggier than them, like is on your level in some kind of way. But this person, so if you're this like sexy person, I feel like your lover situation, this person's different than you. They're different than your usual type. But I feel like this is in a good way. So it's like maybe you're used to going and picking up people at the bar, but this person is like taking their life seriously. You know, they are trying to get ahead in life. So they're responsible. They have routines. They have regular meals. They're using their money towards maybe furthering their future or something here like that. It's a good different, like whatever this is. And it actually does reveal that you're turning a corner in your soul. So that's where I feel like this could jump over to pile number 1 for like that first person. But this is some sort of karmic connection here. So there's just this wanting to move forward kind of energy. There's a lot of schmegsual attraction here in this, but it comes from a place of self-lack. So there's a desperation to it, and there's potentially an obsession with it as well. And not all of it is bad, because I think even for this person that is kind of like sexy, but this, I heard everybody has their level. So that's where I feel like these two overlap, like in this karmic connection, because this person who is actually very attractive, they might not think that way, because I think it might be in a certain, like they feel not good enough, you know, and they feel like they're resigned to like, well, yeah, I'm attractive to the people that go to the bar every weekend. You know, I'm not attractive to the people that go to conventions on the weekend, you know? So yeah, I do turn people's heads here, but it's because I'm in this certain kind of group. But they're wanting to break out of it because they're kind of a big fish in a little pond, and they like that attention, but they don't know how to like kind of get out of it and like connect with their power. So if you are the divine counterpart, I feel like that's what they like, is that you're encouraging them. They like that you're different. They like that you're encouraging them to kind of like shape shift out of this and to be a better, more complete version of themselves. And yeah, like they can see their dreams like coming true, like actually being the person that they like, you know, in being the emperor, having like a structure, having a stable home. And emperor energy is Aries energy, and Aries can be a funny energy because they are very independent. But Aries usually, if there's not other things going on in the chart that would negate this, usually Aries does actually pretty well in a marriage. Like they're very independent, you know. It's ruled by Mars, you know, like they want to get out there and stuff, but usually they actually really like and thrive and find their stride in a marriage. And I feel like this maybe very smexy person that people like look at, they get attention in some way where they stand out, but they're used to in a certain arena, right? So this shapeshifter, I feel like, is also this who is like, I don't want to lose this person, you know, like this, I feel like this person is the sexiest person that I can be with. It's the best that I can do. They're nice to me. They are trapped by being in this particular space or like whatever it is. And I'm not going to let them go. So I'm going to tell myself this is a divine connection while I'm being incredibly sabotaging, possibly with magic, possibly energetically behind the scenes, because this person's throwing a lot of evil eye. But really they have to confront their own powerlessness. Like they feel powerless, and potentially they feel powerless to stop the chemistry between these two people. And so they've resorted to something very negative and very low, instead of just saying, okay, like those two are supposed to be together. So what does that mean for me? And getting excited about like their own life. So I don't know what this has to do with like loving. So I'm just getting like, I'm hearing that again. I don't know what this has to do with loving, because this is lustful and it's karmic, like for these connections here. So if you have done magic, it's like what this person loves about you is the fake stuff. They don't actually love you. And I'm sorry if that's harsh, but I feel like that is the truth. And I feel like let the truth set you free in this regard. Stop playing with that stuff. Why not, instead of trying to get, that's not spiritual, by the way. Just because you do craft or just because you've got gods and goddesses and stuff like around you, that doesn't make you spiritual. Those are tools. And the spiritual quality of things, being on a spiritual path, has to do with pursuing things like acceptance, you know, and truth and forgiveness and compassion and those kinds of things. So why, when you meet this situation, sorry if we're getting off topic, I have to do what Spirit is saying here, right? Like there's a higher lesson. When you meet that obstacle, you've learned a lot about yourself. If you went down a manipulative route, or if you went down, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. Clearly, I'm not going to sabotage anybody. And if I claim that I love this person, I got to let him go. Right? Because love liberates. There's too much selfishness in this connection, and it's clinging from desperation and sadness, and I want to fit in. Maybe you're not supposed to fit in, okay? And maybe that's hard for you to grapple with, or maybe you've never seen somebody not fit in and actually succeed. So you've not seen it before, but that's why you have to stop and you have to go within, and you have to love yourself first, and you have to get comfortable with like, what is this trying to teach me? And just say, okay, it's always working out in your favor. So if that person's going off somewhere else, be like, okay, I'm grateful to know that that's not my path, because I was really hooked on that person. And now I can clearly see that they're meant to be with this other person, and that's their highest and best path. And Lord knows I would not get involved in sabotaging another person's highest and best path and call myself spiritual nonetheless, right? Like I would never, ever do that. So I'm going to accept that that's what's going on here. And then I'm going to get excited about the adventure of my life and what potential doors could be opening for me. If that's not my path forward and I thought that was pretty good, I wonder what's really in store for me, right? Because there's probably something you don't know about yourself, about what actually turns you on, what actually lights your fire is that dharmic energy. And aren't you curious about that? Allow yourself to be led to the rock that is higher than you. Allow God or spirit, whatever, to like kind of pull you over into that space. Because I don't think that there's a lot of love in this connection, to be honest. I think this is karmic. Someone has a karmic obsession with you, but it's coming from that place of feeling rejected and feeling like they don't fit in a place where they're not meant to fit in. And if this is their family, yeah, they're not meant to fit into their family, but they're meant to show their family that, hey, you know how you love me, or like you should, I'm different than like what you think that I'm supposed to be. Isn't God great? Isn't God big? Like some people have a very small version of God, and God made me and put me in your family, like, isn't that fun? And you're going to have such a different life than the other people in your family, which is going to allow them to live experiences through you or see the world through you see what I'm saying? Like, and that is, I think, the highest love that can come from this situation. So if you work this situation out, it's like, I broke free from some kind of entrapping pattern, because this like attractive person has to stop, like has to recognize this other person, stop involving with them, break free from that. This person has to stop clinging to them. I'm kind of seeing that 6 of Pentacles where it's inequitable. This isn't sustainable. This is mutual using kind of energy. There's a using energy that's coming through in this particular pile. And somebody here is very defensive, like very territorial. And they try to do it in like a sweet kind of way. Like, come here, I'm not trying to trap you, but they actually are. And they're trying to lash out like it's somebody else here. So this is all about being the hermit. This is about loving yourself. Okay, so I keep asking myself this, like, okay, so this is about like, what do they love about me? It's this desperate clinging. That's not the energy of love. This is about self-love, this connection here. It's about spirit. The spiritual love in this connection is the separation of these two, and that results in genuine self-love and introspection and contemplation. And I do think that you would have to be alone for a while. There's a spiritual inheritance that comes from breaking the bond here. There's no bond. It's a karmic bond. Breaking the trauma bond, breaking the karmic bond here between the two. Stop hiding behind the skirts of the other one. Actually embrace yourself. Embrace your path. Embrace God and embrace life. It's not here. I feel like people might say, oh, this is a divine connection, but it's because that cling is so strong. The lust is so strong because there's a desperation to it, and they mistake the desperation for intensity, and they mistake the neediness for divinity, and they mistake the codependency for divinity. And that's not what we're talking about. So this is a group where it's like, if you're exploring this connection via the tarot, it's like, oh my gosh, like you guys are opposites, and so you're like, yeah, this person's really attractive and they fit in socially and I don't. I'm just this awkward little duck. So we are opposites and we fit together. No, what you're describing is codependency. You are afraid to stand on your own. So you want to hide behind the skirts of the other person, and you want that to be divine and you want that to be okay. So you tell yourself a narrative of that in your brain instead of to put it to sleep, to actually to dull your senses, to dull your awareness. So the true love in this situation, Spirit is trying to guide you through this lesson, I feel like, for this pile. The true love in this situation is self-love. There's a huge spiritual inheritance, some kind of boon that is coming in and freeing yourself. And this is about resisting temptation as well. And the temptation has to do with feeling lack and feeling small. And so I also just heard, don't flatter yourself. If this person has had some kind of schmegdual contact with you or anything, don't flatter yourself. It's one of mutual need, exploitation, and codependency. It's not because they just love you so much. It's because they're terrified to move in the direction that they actually have to move in. And I'm sorry if this is harsh, but I just feel like if you can break away from this, there is more Carrie Underwood. Starts with goodbye. I feel like you should listen to that. Starts with goodbye. I know there's a blue horizon somewhere up ahead just waiting for me, but getting there means leaving things behind. Sometimes life's so bittersweet. And it's all about, she says, I guess I'm going to have to hurt. I guess I'm going to have to cry and let go of some things I've loved to get to the other side. That's this connection. That's what this connection is about. Yeah, and there's some beautiful energy here. And it's forgiveness. There's forgiveness for having involved with this person. There's forgiveness on the other side of this. If you can break this. This is like addiction, codependency, and it's self stuff. You're putting it on this other person, but it's self stuff that draws you into this person. And that draws them into you. There could be a child here between the two of you, and somebody could use the child as bait, or like and it's also inner child stuff here as well. To truly love this person is to be away from them, to be far away from them, and to enjoy it, and to say like, good luck. I won't interfere with your life inappropriately anymore. Go find who you're meant to go find. Be where you're supposed to go be with, like, kind of thing. Thank you for the reality check. You're welcome. I'm so glad, because I always get like nervous whenever I have to deliver these kind of messages. But honestly, like, the metaphor that comes through is like, we can't do open heart surgery unless we're cutting through bone, right? You got to break through bone. So sometimes this is what Spirit is trying to tell me. Like, it's not necessarily bad. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. It's just that if we're going to actually free you from a karmic cycle here, and I'm not doing it, by the way, like, you're doing it. You're the one calling in these messages. I'm literally just like here. But then we have to say exactly what it is. Like, this hasn't been, you're waking up out of this illusion, and be grateful for it as well, because it has taught you something here. What about this illusion was so tempting to you? What about it? What were the sticky points? Like, there's a lot that you can learn spiritually from involving in a connection like this. And I just heard, be easy on yourself as well. Like, yes, you got drawn into something here, but it's illuminating so much. This person isn't doing it. The wrongness of it is doing it, right? Like, the lack, what you feel is missing. Okay, I went in for this and I went in for that because I just was so obsessed with that. And I thought that was going to be the answer. And I got it, and I got involved with this person. And now all I feel is lack in this way. And this is something too, where it's like the worst kind of love is somebody that is one that gives you a reason to stay. But I feel like it's a superficial reason. All right. I think this message is for the other woman crashing into mine and your mom's relationship. Interesting. Yay, welcome. All right, anything else? Yeah, and for some of you, you were drawn into this message because maybe this is like an interloper or some kind of karmic situation that took somebody away, or like whatever. So take this however it resonates. Okay, so I just saw the 7 of Wands. It's you allow this person some kind of defense. That's what this person loves about you. So when somebody tells this person the truth, you need to do this and you need to do that, or you're just doing this, well, no, and you give this person like an air of success. It's false though, and you both know it, because I don't think that there's a genuine feeling of accomplishment, or it's not real in this karmic relationship, but it just gets people off of your back, because it's like, well, then how come I'm with this person, or how come I have this contract, or how come this? But you both know it's wrong, and people do kind of sense it as well, that there's a devoid, it's devoid of love, like and possibly this has pulled you away from a group or a community that you actually should be in order to pursue whatever this is. All right. What do they love about you? There's something about watching and waiting, time. Okay, waiting for the wheel of fortune to turn, something like that. So it could be a preoccupation. What is that? Occupation. This is a rescue fantasy kind of thing. It's a preoccupation with like, maybe I'm dissatisfied in a certain area, and so I'm like looking out and I'm waiting for the wheel of fortune to turn so I can come like rushing in, or something here like that. This is an extremely spiritual connection. And I just heard like, stop, pause, think, reflect, be where you are, sit where you are, think about, like, ponder your wish fulfillment. Because this person here that you're after for some kind of like wish fulfillment, there's like secrets here. And she's got her arms folded across her solar plexus. That's a defensive kind of posture. There's some kind of like trophying energy that's going on here. There's a sneaking around. There's the truth of this wheel of fortune energy, and the justice energy, and this like devil attachment energy. These are all major arcana cards. Big, heavy hitting energy. Because we've got the hand of God coming through with the wheel of fortune. We've got the justice card. That's like some kind of karmic rebalancing. But notice the justice energy is not making a move here. And there's also this kind of like devil energy. So there could have been a choice here. there could have been a choice here between this karmic situation or in a soulmate situation. Oh, okay, I get it. So this karmic might like that you are stuck and you can't go after your soulmate kind of thing because they've trapped you and you've gone in for them, and that gives them a sense of superiority. But there was a choice here between, this is like literally God and the devil. Like literally some kind of higher path, some kind of lower path. And it doesn't have to be a person. Like especially this, neither one of these paths have to be a person. Like one could be a person, the other could be pursuing this kind of path or that, like a monastic path or to go down a career path or like something. And yeah. And oh my gosh, ew. This person loves that. This is like, I'm seeing a Venus flytrap. This person loves that like you were like in love or like looking at somebody and then like you fell in their trap. Like you took this foolish leap like in with them, and then it caused all this anxiety and chaos, and now you're up at night and this person has everything that they want in this situation. Possibly like, yeah, they there could have been a baby trap in this situation. They get to look like, they feel like they get to look like the winner in the situation or like the well-rounded one. And it's on your back. Like you are tired and you are drained and you are stuck and you are powerless. But they give you the image and only the image of being like in charge or like the emperor energy. And that you can't release this soulmate energy from this prison of them feeling not good enough because you can't actually voice like that they're important to you. This got nasty. That's what they like. That's what this person likes. They like the game factor. They like the they like to hold the truth. They also want to punish you for that being the truth. I keep hearing that song starts with goodbye. I feel like this is a situation that you've got to learn how to walk away from. Because they don't love the right things about you, and love's a weird word to apply to this. This person feels like they won. Like they pulled some kind of narcissistic move and like got somebody else's partner. That's what they feel like. And it gives them a sense of strength and being the best. And it gives them a sense of victory. So this is somebody who's not spiritual. This is somebody that doesn't see through the eyes of wisdom and wholeness. They also aren't seeing that like they feel like they trapped you in a situation potentially by getting you to go in for them. But you're not their victory either. Like this person's so focused on like trying to control this situation that it's like this person has a whole victory situation that they could be playing out. They're also not getting something better for themselves, but they're not looking at that at all. They're looking at what they took away from you, and potentially for another person, there's a targeting energy here. Why? Anxiety, 9 of Swords, Magician, 10 of Wands. They want to manufacture the sense of burden and guilt and responsibility. Why? Okay, I feel like this person kind of has it out for the person that you are attached to, like your soulmate energy. They feel threatened by them. They feel like this person is so balanced. There's something spiritual going on here because this person's very balanced. Like whoever it is that you're, like your actual soulmate energy in this. And this person wants to throw them off balance. I feel like it's a learning. It's like, I don't know, if a kid acts out and like a parent is able to maintain some kind of like emotional balance, like in that, it's teaching the child something, but the child's like testing. That's what it is. It's like a testing energy. With this higher, because whoever your soulmate is a higher, more advanced soul than this person by an order of magnitude. And so they're curious. It is a weird, warped kind of curiosity. And also with you and your love for this person, they want to see if they can turn the two of you against each other and like have you in an argument. I don't know what level this is on. I'm getting ready to pull the plug on this just because it's getting like really, this person sucks you into this like Bermuda Triangle of like confusion. They want to confuse you as to who your divine counterpart is by involving with you. They want to cause an argument. They want to have a right and a reason to go after your soulmate and to say that they were interloping on their territory because the two of you are in some kind of relationship that is an abomination and like should never be. There's no genuine connection here. So you shouldn't be giving this person, this is my girlfriend, this is my boyfriend, this is my husband, this is my wife. You shouldn't be giving them that title. to go at your soulmate with it, because they want to be like, you coming at my man, and your soulmate is going to be very confused too, because they're going to feel the connection with you, and they're going to be like, am I a bad person? All this is very, there's some kind of hidden motive in this, and this feels spiritual. Okay. Okay, but there's lessons that are being learned. Another Carrie Underwood song, lessons learned. And that's the soulmate energy that's coming in. I'm sorry. This reading just has a mind of its own. This soulmate energy, it's like some pages burned, some bridges burned, but there were lessons learned. Every tear that had to fall from my eye, every day I wondered how I'd get through the night. Every change life has thrown me. I'm grateful for every break in my heart. I'm grateful for every scar. Pages turned, bridges burned, but there were lessons learned. And this person is actually, the soulmate energy is like in that Aquarian energy. And again, oh my gosh. So it was like this shapeshifter energy. Remember I said like they don't feel like they're what they're supposed to be for their family. And I keep hearing LGBTQ, and I've gotten that before. So there could be a very wealthy family here, and it's like they're all about furthering the family name. But this person doesn't want to do that, because they want to be, if they're a girl, they want to be with a girl. If they're a boy, they want to be with a boy. Like they don't want to be traditional. They don't want, it's not natural to them, but they've just tried to like I'm just seeing a lion take down an antelope to drag it back to drag their kill back, like, this is what I was supposed to do. There you go. Like, it's very vicious. But remember I was saying in the beginning, this shapeshifter energy, they were meant to break away into that Aquarian energy, but that just came through for the soulmate. So I think it's like you and the soulmate were supposed to have that kind of more traditional setup between the two of you, but because you involved with this other person, the soulmate actually just just bossed up on this other person and was like, I just did your lesson, like at a deficit, no less. Because this wasn't even their life path. And basically it's like, I just squatted 4 times what you can squat with my hand behind my back. It's that kind of energy. They didn't kowtow. They did not bend. So there's a karmic lesson around that too. And where this person, it's like all of you are dealing with this orphaned energy as well. I don't know. This oh my gosh, again. And putting one foot in front of the other. That's a common theme for everybody. In order to find your own sanctuary, to turn lack energy into sanctuary. That's what everybody's shared lesson is. So the shapeshifter person that's like very jealous. And if they're LGBTQ, they like your soulmate. They want your soulmate. And it's a weird fascination with being with you because they can't be with your soulmate kind of thing. This is weird. There's a preoccupation there. So there's an irony to this here as well. But everybody here is learning how to turn that 5 of Pentacles lack energy into sanctuary energy. And they have to do it through Knight of Pentacles energy. One foot in front of the other. Just being very distinguishing themselves in one way or another. It's the slow process. So this person has to steadily, the shapeshifter energy has to move away from that family expectation. Steadily, consistently, they've got to go off on their own. Maybe they've got to make their own money. And they got to say, if you're controlling me with money, I don't want to be controlled by money. They need to go off on their own. This sexy person that's only sexy in the bar scene or something because they don't feel like they've got enough to offer, they have to break away from that because that's what's manifesting lack. So they have to build their own sanctuary. So it's just one foot in front of the other moving away, and that draws them actually closer to their soulmate energy. This soulmate energy is also in that, I don't know, because the soulmate energy also I think is moving into some Aquarian energy, but it could have been because these two involved with each other, and so they have to maybe fight for their own independence. Everybody here is kind of fighting for their own independence. But this has to do with who they're moving towards and who they're moving away from. So the shapeshifter, I think, is moving away from a family, or should be, if they're fulfilling their soul contract. And if they're actually headed towards their real victory. Because doing this lion grabbing a gazelle thing, somebody else's partner, and dragging, that's not a real victory. And it's only a lower level of consciousness that could ever think that's an actual victory. And so I feel like that person's probably the lowest level of consciousness in this entire thing, the least spiritually advanced. Then you've got this tiger person. They've got to break away, again, this strong yin energy, and I'm getting a bar scene very strongly, but they have to break away from that. They've got to distinguish themselves from that and be like, no, this ain't it. Nobody here's cool. That kind of thing. And move away from that. And then I feel like the soulmate energy has to actually move away from this shit if it's going on, but I don't know what they have to move away from. Possibly, this is weird, possibly an offer here from their soulmate, if they're involved with this other karmic person. They have to actually defend themselves from this offer because there's something behind the scenes that they can't see. And this soulmate energy is trying to, this is weird because this is a soulmate to whoever this is. They're actually trying to keep them blocked off from realizing that they're involved with this other shitty person. And they're probably involved with them because their family has money. Boom. So I wouldn't be too high and mighty. If you're this shapeshifter person and you're like, yeah, I got this person. They just want your money. That's something to be like bragging about. They don't actually like you. And this is a relationship where everybody feels very alone, kind of a thing. So, yikes to this. This is so convoluted. I'm not even sure what I've said and if it even like all fits together and makes sense. This is all very divinely guided though. And the fortune energy is what the divine is playing with. And I think that people's ability to actually move away from whatever they're supposed to move away from affects their fortune in some way. So if this shapeshifter can't move away from their family, I really do not think that they are going to get the inheritance they think they're going to get. Or if they do, it comes with a lot of stipulations. It's that selling your soul energy. If this sexy soulmate person, but only sexy in the bar energy kind of thing, if they cannot move away from that kind of energy, then I feel like they will involve permanently, probably with this shapeshifter energy and also with the wrong people, and it affects their fortune. But their fortune also could be tied in with this nasty shapeshifter energy that I don't think really even likes them. I think they want their soulmate, to be honest, on some level, even if they don't know them in the physical. I think on a spiritual level, or they want to be them. I think they want them, to be honest. And I think they're the same gender, or there's something same about these two, if it's not that. And that's just for some of you. So only take that if it resonates, but I get that message so often that I know it's true for somebody here. And, so then their fortune is attached to, they hitch their wagon to a poop. And, so if they divorce this person who I don't think is going to get very much anyways, then their fortune is now at risk because their fortune isn't their fortune. They didn't build their own fortune. They tried to siphon from someone else's fortune. It's, again, that codependency kind of energy. So that's going on over here. And then if this soulmate energy doesn't distinguish themselves between like these two, then I don't know, maybe there's something here about like an artistic ability or the Eight of Pentacles, the routine and their work. I think it affects their job. So like they could not take some kind of new job opportunity where they should, because they're going to be in some kind of illusion trapped by their soulmate who should love and care about them, but only loves and cares for themselves. And as so long as they're not able to break free and not able to move away from this karmic. And all this is very divinely guided. So break away. Whatever person you are in this situation, do break away from, and I heard that song Break Away from Kelly Clarkson. Do break away because I feel like there's some fortune coming in. It's and I think I was saying that at the beginning of that one. I'm pretty sure that was this reading where there's like a spiritual inheritance. So everybody here's blocking their spiritual inheritance by involving with a karmic or involving with a person while they're involved with a karmic, right? So you got to cut away and you'll be delivered. I just heard, deliver us to the promised land. Yes. That was confirmation, strong confirmation here. And it's happiness and it's and skillfulness and being surrounded by the right people. And it's, yeah, that's a weird sound that's coming through. And it's temperance. So after a painful ending, and this also starts like the spiritual journey. So it's a painful ending where somebody here could have been a womanizer. Somebody here wasn't getting the respect that they deserved. Somebody here trusted the wrong people. Somebody here, I'm really getting that this is this masculine soulmate maybe, that he just looks like he's a pretend king to me in this for some reason. And he trusted the wrong people and he was like, I'm just like such a king. And it's like, you didn't build any of that. You don't know any. Yeah. And they fell right into somebody's trap here. And the soulmate energy, though, I feel like for a lot of you, this is you. So you can find your own balance here and you're going to be very giving to people and you're still the favorite. And there's a lot of shame and there's hidden secrets. And somebody here is feeding off of the pain, like feeding off of the pain of somebody wanting to, this even could be a situation where this person was like, cause they don't actually love each other, these two, not at all, not anywhere even close. I don't even know that this shapeshifter energy likes this person. schmegulate, whatever kind of person they are. That could be gender, I think, for a lot of you, or it could be like, I just understand that you get a lot of attention, but I actually like emo grunge over here. So I'm going to be with you in public, but I'm going to go pursue this over here. And you can pursue whatever you want, but just don't tell them about us. Just don't tell them about our relationship, kind of thing. And they like that. They get off on that. About taking something that should, like, she knows or he knows that those two belong together and that there's something real between the two of them. And they like to watch somebody desecrate something real, true, honest, and of God, for something fake, low down, deceptive, and that doesn't care about them at all. They like that. They're feeding off of it. And it could be a trauma response from whatever they experienced in childhood, because I think that was how they felt, you know? So there's a lot that needs to be untied here, but don't get sucked into the rescuer, victim, persecutor kind of dynamic. It's not up for you to save other people. And that is so true for this karmic situation. All you can do is you've got to get independent in some way. And I feel the soulmate, if these two are going to involve with each other, the soulmate's got to get independent. It's just a deep shame that this is the person you're attached to as a soulmate. So it's even stronger for the soulmate to break away from the soulmate here, because it's a soulmate and it's not actually a karmic. But this is a soulmate in some karmic ass energy that's deeply intertwined with a karmic that wants to hurt their soulmate and feeds off of it in some way, and the pain that's caused between the two of them. And they have every reason to feel ashamed. They feel ashamed, like, for this secret, and they have every reason to. Something would be wrong if this person didn't feel shame. And maybe they didn't feel shame for a long period of time, but something could be coming out about this secret. And I don't know if it's coming out to the soulmate or just in general. Something could be coming out about, or this family that they've involved with. I feel like there's a family secret here on this shapeshifter's side, where everything's not what it cracked up to be. And I do not think whatever this business is that made everybody a lot of money, I don't think it was built on the right things. And I don't think that the people are who they claim they are, not just in this family, but whoever this family hired or is doing business with or is supplied from or something. Something is coming out about, ooh, you should not have been involved in that. Ooh, you should not. And it might take all this fortune or pull the plug on it. And that's the only reason these two are together. That's the only reason this soulmate energy is interested in this shapeshifter. And it's the only reason the shapeshifter went after whatever it is that they did, instead of telling everybody to F off and going and pursuing the kind of life that they actually wanted and the kind of person that they actually wanted to be with. And then they wouldn't be in this, like, terrorizing energy. They'd probably be a happy, productive, cooperative member of some community out there. And they would have been teaching their family to not be so closed-minded, or to not be bigoted, or about this other way of living. They would have given that family a bridge into that world or that life or something. You see what I'm saying? This was a weird one. So this karmic situation, there's a drop of love in it. It was all about a victory, getting some kind of victory. But there's karma that's playing out in regards of this, and there is some kind of restriction that they're experiencing at this moment until they apologize. It could be in the form of a child or a letter. They definitely, for the soulmate, they can't get through to their other soulmate, and that's part of the karma. Yeah, there's a tower moment. Like, I just heard, I see what you're doing. Like, this is divine, some kind of divine intervention that's being brought in. This doesn't even feel like God energy to me, but this does feel like a high vibrational being that's like, I see what you're doing and I'm about to light it on fire, because it's not built in accordance with divinity, so I can. There's nothing that this higher being recognizes around what these two nasty karmic energies have built together that says that it can't just huff and puff and blow it down. Or just like sneeze and everything that they, there's nothing around it. It's all of the devil. So like this high vibrational being is like, that doesn't respect it at all. And it's because somebody here needs to tuck tail and come back and apologize. And I don't even know if it's like to the soulmate energy. It could well be. But this to me feels like a spiritual energy, some kind of higher spiritual energy. Somebody needs to make nice with like the spiritual forces in the world and get into that balanced energy. And take responsibility and turn away from just following some kind of impulsive action. And I feel like everybody here has that story in one way or another, you know? And it's weird. The weirdest one to wrap my brain around is the soulmate energy, because their lesson is the highest spiritual lesson. And I think it's something like, you can't just follow your impulse towards a soulmate energy. You still have to look before you leap, because just because they're your soulmate doesn't mean that they don't have some major karmic ass shit that they're hiding from you. And now they're dragging all that in between your soulmate connection. And if this was cut off, that's why. Is because this is a soulmate connection. Yes, this is blocked off. And somebody here was like kept in the dark in order to this is happiness. the happiness, in order to preserve the happiness. And, you know, 10 of Cups, I always say this is a weird energy for me. Somebody here could have felt orphaned or abandoned, or someone here could have left a freaking child with somebody, good Lord. But this is Mars in Pisces, and Pisces is such an interesting energy. So I feel like the Mars energy, schmegs, and competition and selfishness, it's a loss. It created a loss of self, because Pisces, when it's high vibrational, is very spiritual, but when it's not, it's diluted, it's isolated, it's a loss. So this person was tempted into being diluted, isolated, and lost via their Mars energy. The Mars energy is how this person drained them, right, of everything that they wanted to, trapped them, pulled them away from where they were actually supposed to be. And I think they're in a period of isolation, and it's this hermitude, and I feel like they're having some kind of an awakening, but it's almost like this person's in some kind of like jail of sorts. And depending on what this family is involved in, it might literally be jail, I don't know. But for most of you, I think it's just, this is like spiritual jail, because they're nowhere near where they're supposed to be and around the people. This isn't just their soulmate. This is like other people, the community, the family that they're supposed to have and be around in this life isn't there. And so it's purifying, because Pisces has you transcend. This person needs to learn how to transcend their Mars, not bypass it, not deny that it's there, not deny that it's what caused the problem here. They need to transcend it. And that's what this next stage in their life is going to be about. Because somebody here uses their Mars energy, schmegdual energy, their body, their competition, something here, some kind of skill that they have, they use it to do exactly this. And I keep seeing this lion attack a gazelle and then drag it off into the brush. That's what's happening here on a spiritual level. And I wouldn't be flattered by it. Do you think a gazelle is flattered when a lion chooses it to be its snack? Or do you think I just heard you have the survival instincts of a flapjack? You know, like, no, run. That's a lion. You're a gazelle. You want to live in your gazelle community. Go. Like, you know, it's not flattering. I'm the juiciest gazelle in this savannah. Like, said nobody in their right mind. Like, run. If you're the juiciest gazelle, let's see them haunches to work, okay? Like, I just thought I'm a gazelle. Yeah. Because somebody here, and I've gotten this message, and I don't know if it's come out yet or not, because I've worked so far ahead in the messages, but it's like there was some kind of karmic situation where there is a karmic that is nowhere near where they're supposed to be. And I feel like it's this shapeshifter energy. They were supposed to go off and be Aquarian, like somewhere different, and instead they weren't Aquarian, and they did this whole predator dance with, and I don't think this person comes off as a predator, but they are the predator in the situation. They're very good at what they do because they've lied their whole life in order to try to blend into this family. And this person has been victimized, like truly, like this shapeshifter, because they weren't loved and they weren't accepted, and possibly they were just like neglected. I don't think they were neglected in a material sense. I think they were over provided to in a material sense, but I just don't think the heart of who they are was ever acknowledged. And I think there's something that is similar with the soulmate, but I don't think the soulmate was spoiled materially. I think the soulmate was neglected, but I think they were also in some way neglected materially. And so it created this like sense of entitlement over here with this karmic energy. This is also somebody who might play with somebody's money, try to get somebody fired or something, because there's just no real world connection to what it's like to be poor and to live paycheck to paycheck and to not have. But there is a morbid curiosity is the way that I would describe their connection, these two. This like shapeshifter energy. There's a morbid curiosity here that fuels both of these people. The shapeshifter they have the morbid curiosity around this soulmate because they're so strong spiritually. Even if they don't understand that's why they're targeting them, it is on some level why they're targeting them. Like, you're so strong and you're able to withstand a lot that I throw at you or that life throws at you. And I'm just wondering how far we can push that kind of thing. It is morbid. And seeing if they could trap this soulmate, there's a morbid curiosity around that because they can see the strong love here between the two. Are you really? Especially if this is a man, because men are supposed to be the protectors of women, right? So it's like, can I get you to argue with her? Can I get you to betray her? Wow, I'm powerful. Like, that's what it is. And I think with this soulmate energy, there's a morbid curiosity to see if they can't pull this soulmate into this unsuitable situation as well. And if they can keep that hidden and still partake in, if they can have their cake and eat it too. These two are fueled by morbid curiosity instead of a very flowering wisdom. And so there's just an absolute opposite energy between that and the soulmate. So this was a wild reading. But there is no love here. None whatsoever. And I do mean that. None whatsoever here. There could have been magic done. I'm really getting that. There could have been magic done to keep these two bound together at some point in time from one of these people. And it could even be the soulmate towards their other soulmate here, but there was magic done because they're angry. Somebody here is angry that both of these people, I think, could be angry that the soulmate is getting out of this situation. They're not falling for it anymore because the shapeshifter knows that if the soulmate is out of the picture, they can't hold this other person as easily because this other person is going to go after their soulmate because they're just going to wither on the vine and die over here. Like they need this person, like in order for that to happen. And I think they tried to get something here. Somebody here tried to induce an ending and then try to balance it out or be the solution or something. And that's what this other being sees. There's some kind of high vibrational being that's like, I'm about to ruin this. Like, this is not true temperance. Yeah, there's divine intervention. There's divine intervention going on here. There's something, and they're not really giving me more information on that because it's going to play out or it's already done. And it will happen. And there is no stopping it, whatever this is. Somebody here could, because I just saw the 9 of Cups and then the Page of Cups. So somebody here could be trying to offer an apology, but the truth is going to come out. This being is watching this connection like very strongly. And if somebody tries to lie or if they try to get one over, like it's just illuminating it every step of the way. Because this person and this soulmate could have learned this nasty behavior from this shapeshifter energy, this like lion with the gazelle to drag it in. Because I'm seeing somebody try to throw a lure in because they want the lure to hold and to pull it towards them. But the truth that this is a lure, it's a hook, it's false, it's shimmery, but it's false. It's illuminated by this being every single time that's watching this connection. Every single time. The being is what's leading this other person to a victory. This is a painful ending, but it is an ending. So because these two have done this, or because this person, this actual soulmate has learned so many bad behaviors from involving in this, this is your soulmate. Like, you could just walk up to them and correct things because you're soulmates if you just were honest, but you're choosing to play games. So they're cutting this off, I think. Yeah. And then there's going to be a major spiritual inheritance. So this was a weird one. And it's incredibly disempowering. This creates a disempowering situation. There's the karmic energies here are, there's something, I'm just going to say it like the way that I'm thinking it. They're too dumb to see that they're in a disempowering situation because they think there's something about the material that they're clinging to that they think gives them some kind of power, but really it's disempowering and it's not what they think it is. And they're about to find that out if they haven't already. There's some kind of divine interventional meaning that's teamwork. Yeah, they see some kind of, it sees something here in the plan. Maybe to harm this other person. It's defending it. It's not even this other person. There's a lot of spiritual protection if you're the soulmate here in this. And it's really, I'm hearing that again, starts with goodbye, Carrie Underwood. Even if you're the soulmate here, where this would be very confusing if you're the actual soulmate because you'd be feeling this person's my soulmate. They behave incredibly badly and they formed this wretched connection with this wretched person that they refuse to get out of because they're so weak that they think that they need this other person when really that other person's making them sick on a spiritual level and they're ruining their chances. They're actually a lead balloon is what they are. And, so you'd be feeling, well, this is my soulmate, but you would have to, Carrie Underwood starts with goodbye. I knew I had to do it and he wouldn't understand. So hard to see myself without him. I felt a piece of my heart break. But when you're standing at a crossroads, there's a choice you got to make. I guess I'm going to have to hurt. Guess I'm going to have to cry, right? So that's the love energy. It's about, I'm going to say it one last time and then we're going to wrap this up. This is about self-love. Because this soulmate has now put you in a position where it's like, oh, well, do you want to love me? Do you want to chase me? Or do you want to love yourself? It's no longer the same path. That's what makes a soulmate energy. That's what makes it of God. Is that me pursuing a relationship with you is me also loving myself and loving God and celebrating life. All of that's wrapped up into the one package. We could have that together. You chose instead to invest in a poop. So you're investing in a poop. You're literally giving over all your time and energy into just a pile of shit. And I won't be a part of it. And I'm also not playing second fiddle in any way, shape, or form to a literal poop. shit stain of a person and a situation and a gnarly ass family that maybe has the money, but it's because they're immoral and corrupt. And this shapeshifter should have been some kind of angelic energy that was sent by the divine to be different, show them a different way. But instead, the two of you are doing what you're doing, and I won't be a part of it. And if these two don't feel ashamed, something wrong. This is like, there's something, I think the shapeshifter person gets a high out of it. So I think there's something wrong there. But this soulmate energy, if they don't feel bad, there's a deadened empathy here. There's something amiss. There's something wrong. I'm talking about internally for them to involve with this person and stay involved. And that it does matter how long they've been together, how long this has gone on. That's kind of a metric for just how messed up something is internally. All right. Debaucherous. Yeah, and New Earth Seer said he became a completely different person because of what he married into. My dad always said that who you choose to marry is like one of the most important decisions that you make, because you do fuse your life so much with them. And I'm really getting that with this person, that it's not like you can be around people and not have them influence you. I mean, that study shows that the 5 closest people to you, whether it's your spouse or anything, the 5 closest people to you really do have an impact on you, your personality, your outcomes, the person you change into. This person has really put themselves at risk from involving in the wrong kinds of people. These could all be good, decent people if they're on their own path. None of them are choosing that, though. None of them are. And it's gross. It's gross. And it's harming people. So, ugh. Okay, moving on. Compassion. People usually marry their intellect. Interesting. I made the wrong decision to marry him. Interesting. All right. So we just finished pile number 2. It was a weird one. It was a weird one. For this reading, it was weird. So if you're just tuning in, I'm going to switch my headband. And we already did the first 2 piles, so you can go back and listen to those. Or you can move with us to pile number 3. All right, what should I wear? Okay. Weird, but so accurate. Okay. All right. We're going pile 3, which is the prayer. Pile 3. Okay. The prayer. I'm just hoping for something normal with this one. All right. Whew. All right. So what do they love about pile number 3? Your mind. You could have been through some hard stuff here. Because I'm hearing Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi, but it's like, used to work on the docks. Union's been on strike. He's down on his luck. It's tough, so tough. You know, so something here is like really tough, but I see like it's made a diamond mind is what I'm hearing. Diamond mind, diamond mine, diamond mind. So there's some kind of value that this person thinks like you've been through really difficult things. Or people think this about you, whoever loves you. You've been through really difficult things, but it made you very intelligent, very strategic in a good way, very well-rounded, very nobody's fool, very capable in navigating life. Like nobody's going to pull the wool over your eyes and tell you that, you know, they're not going to pee on your leg and tell you it's raining, basically, you know. You understand that. What do people like? Yeah, I just heard, take my hand and we'll make it, I swear. This person thinks that you're very capable. Okay, so what do they love about you? Your confidence. And I think you might make them feel more confident. Oh my gosh, you're very protective, like something in your energy. There's like maybe a traveling energy. Oh my gosh, this person thinks that you are so strong. They think that you have some kind of mission, or like only you could do that. So like if you have a job or something that's like really, really difficult, they're like only you could do that job the way that you do it. And, you know, it seems like it takes like some kind of toughness or tenacity or grit. And oh my gosh, this, wow. They think that you're very powerful, very protective. There could be something here about like your back and your arms, like very strong. You are very you know the way. You're very decisive about like, no, we got to do it this way, and here's why. And I feel like you're a very clear thinker, very strong, and this is very, very they like you. This is very masculine. Like you have a strong masculine side or a leadership quality. And also, you're not a gold digger. And for some of you, you're very protective. Like if they have money or something, like you don't even want their money. Your version of success is something much different. And you could even be like actually very protective of that. Okay, so what do they... This is also a very playful kind of connection. You have a wit. You have a banter. What else? There's a lot of mind energy. Like some of you are really good around a home. You're very inventive. You work really hard. They feel safe with you. Hold on. Let me get another deck. You're so determined. That's what I feel like. You're a very determined person. Commitment. Yeah, this person, you're either committed to this person and this person just loves you. And so when I'm telling you like only you, like it's only you, it could only be you. For some of, okay, so if you are in a committed relationship with this person feels like only you. Maybe this person felt like they were on their way to do this or that. And it's like, I really only could have ever been committed to you. Like if I wasn't with you, I wouldn't be with anybody else. Or it's like, maybe this is a person who didn't want marriage or anything like that, but then they met you and they were like, only you. Like there's just a tenacity. I want you to be a part of my future. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Okay, disagreements. Okay, and overwhelmed. So I feel like you make this, whenever this person feels overwhelmed, you help them in some way, either because you just jump right in and you take the load, you take the burden off. Like you know exactly what to do. You just take some kind of action and this person can trust you to like actually do what you said that you're going to do or to do it the right way. So this could be a person where it's like they don't actually let people help them because for them, it just creates more work potentially because you've got to do it this way or that way. Otherwise, I'm going to have to undo it. And if I tell you that, it's going to take me 3 hours to like walk you through that. And all of it's just a waste of energy. Why don't I just take 5 minutes and then do it myself? But not with you. It's like you can just jump right in there. You take the pain away. You help soothe their soul. And I think for some of you, if I really strongly getting that you guys are living together or that you will live together or this person really likes your home. They like your structure. They like your routine. Everything about you helps this person. Like the way that you guys eat when you're around each other, fuels them. The home that you guys provide together, like fuels them. It's like only you. There's this like kind of only you sort of vibe. Whoa. You are such a clearing presence. You help to reveal. I just heard what this person's actually thinking, what the truth of something is. This is very spiritual, very religious. Again, there's a strong routine energy here. And for some of you, this person works really hard and they feel bad. They feel like they are not always available to give you what you need. But I feel like this person's working very hard so that you guys can have a future together. And this person's like, I'm sorry that I'm not always like available at the end of the day, or like after this person's put a really hard day of work in, they're like, I'm sorry that I'm not always available for you or whatever, but I'm working so hard so that we can have a future together. Like they are worried that maybe they are so overwhelmed that a lot of times they make you feel neglected, and they want to reveal the truth is that they feel like that's their flaw, but they also this is the way that they show love. This person's very earthy in the way that they show love. This person shows love because, or maybe they feel like you do this, like they'll show up for you. They're in your life. They are helping with the trash. They make dinner twice a week or something. That's the love language here for this person, either giving or receiving, or possibly both. And you either do that And so this person feels very loved because you're there. You know, you're in their daily life and you take the trash out and you make dinner on Tuesdays. I think it would be hard for this person to feel like somebody loved them if they weren't there making dinner on Tuesdays, you know, or if they weren't taking the trash out. Like this person would be like, stop lying, you know, or like, who cares if you love me? It's meaningless. Like, you don't take anything off of my plate. Your love means nothing. Like, you know, it's this is a very pragmatic kind of person, or they appreciate you in this way, that you show up. Like that's what I'm getting. It's like you show up. And yeah, like, I don't know. It's like nobody's going to go without, you know, like when you're around. And you're also not controlling. I think this person feels like you could ask for a lot more, or you could make more demands than you actually do. And you're not controlling. So it feels like everything gets done, but you're not controlling. And everything is very, I don't know, like taken care of, but it's not because you're like controlling or anything like that. It's a strong energy, but it's not pushy and it's not cruel. Oh, you cook every night. And then I just saw the ginger in your name. So it could be the ingredients that you use to cook, or like your cook has like a certain kick, whether it's the spice, whether it's the tang, whether it's the sweet, like there's some kind of kick. I feel like, in your cooking, this person like really likes, or like a certain dish that you make or something here like that. This is a very earthy person, or very earthy group, like between the two of you. Like it's a strong like love language here. You could have also helped this person hold a boundary with people that were taking from them, or you're very protective, but again, you protect them in an honorable way. Like you're not belligerent. You're not like, I'm going to bare knuckle box you outside the Chili's. You know, it's not like that. It's just, but you're very firm and you're very matter of fact of like, I'm not going to sit here while you're spoken to that way, and we'll leave, or we're not going to that event because apparently that person doesn't know how to behave, or like, you know, it's very honorable and you care about them. And I feel like you've also helped this person. There's something about your conversation where you've got a really good blend, where I feel like when it's not supposed to be Libran, where it's something where you just need to own up and say like, I'm too tired to do this, I'm going to bed. Like it's just, I'm making a decision right now. Like you are very clear with that. But when it is actually supposed to be Libran and it's not, either between the two of you or with them and another person, I feel like you illuminate that for them. Like you're not being considered over here, actually. This person is saying that but you're not being considered over here. And I really don't think that you should engage with that. But I also think this is the kind of person, or this is what they love about you, where if you feel like you're not stepping up to the plate, you're the one that brings it up. You're like, I know that I've just been so busy, or I didn't like the way that I spoke to you back then. I was tired, but that's no excuse. And, you know, because I love you so much, and I would just, you know what I'm saying? It's like you are very accountable. That's what it is. You're very accountable. I love this. You can build with this person. I don't know where you're at in your relationship, but I feel like they really do see it going places. So if you're at an early stage with this person, there's this committed energy, and I feel like they could be working really, really hard because they see it going somewhere. So it's like you guys could have been dating, and then this person took on another job. I'm thinking about one of my siblings. Her husband just started working another job, and it was because he was saving up to buy her an engagement ring, and he worked this second job for like a while, and I don't know what he told her that he was doing, but he like took on that extra time. And I remember her kind of being like, you know, he wants to contribute to this or that, because she made more money like in the beginning. I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but this person could be taking on extra responsibilities, or like they're going back to school or something, but it's because they see it going somewhere with you, and they want to be an equal partner. They want to not add to your burden. They want to contribute. They don't want you to feel neglected. And so, but it's a very earthy way that they kind of like show that. So if you're early on and you're like, I don't know, this person just, maybe they're pulling back. Maybe that's why they took on more hours at work, is because they don't want to spend time with me. I don't think this is a group that has communication issues though at all. I feel like both of you feel like you could talk about it, or you already have talked about it, or this person has been very communicative about like, I need to get my extra certification, or I need to get these extra 30 hours in, or whatever. Like, I feel like they would be very communicative. And this is a person who doesn't want to just like mooch off of you, or like, but no, it's because this person like loves you so much. Your 2 jobs and your mom. Yeah. That's what they love, is like the responsibility factor, the showing up factor. This feels like partners to me. There's no stupid, weird games going on. You're good at holding boundaries. Like with yourself, they appreciate this. They like this. I feel like this could be a person that doesn't like to play the guessing game. So like when you just say like, I don't want to do that, or I do want to do that, this person actually likes that. But there's like, and I feel like this person feels very protective about you as well. This person feels like you guys could have it all together. And it doesn't come from a shallow, superficial place. They trust you. They I think that actually is like, they like that they can trust you, and it's in a routine way. Because this is Mercury and Virgo energy. Mercury does rule over like your friends. So they could like, okay, so this goes back to the boundaries. You're not going to have a fox in the hen house. So this person likes that they can trust your friends. Like if somebody passes your initial test of like, is this okay or not? They like that. This could have also been a person that maybe they were too nice in the past. And so a lot of snake, when you're too nice, I know a lot of you guys have lived this. When you're too nice, the snakes like to move in, because if anybody that has actual self-respect and the ability to stand up for themselves is going to tell a snake to fuck off. But snakes, in order for them to actually get away with being snakes, they have to save face by being around people. They have to have social connections. So where do they go? They go to the people that don't have boundaries, that are also like nice, or that they can glean something off of socially. So this person could have been in that energy in the past, but being around you, like you have very strong boundaries, so the snakes could just like kind of go away. You could have illuminated the fact that there were certain snakes around this person, but again, I don't think that you were trying to. I just think that you don't suffer fools lightly. Something here like that, yeah. And they like that, but they also like that when you're like, hey, I want to go out with my friend and his girlfriend or whatever. They're like, I'm genuinely excited to meet that person, because there's not a bad egg that you introduce me to, because you don't suffer fools lightly, kind of a thing. Like I'm genuinely excited to get to know these people, because I know they wouldn't be in our life unless they brought something happy and pleasant to the table. So it's like this person can let their guard down a little bit more because you're there. And they know that you're going to be just like honest, but this is a really like refreshing kind of energy, because I think because things are so stable between the two of you don't have to assert this energy like a lot. It just, and this person might not even understand completely why they love you so much. It's just that things work, things function. Their life is infinitely better with you around. It's more stable, it's more calm, it's more confident. They feel more safe and protected. And when you feel safe, you can actually open up to enjoy yourself more. That's all going on for this person. And I feel like they think you're an answer to their prayer. And maybe they, like, I'm hearing that living on a prayer where it's like, he used to work on the docks. He's down on his luck. It's tough. So you could have met this person where they felt like they were down on their luck. It was like really tough. They could have been getting ready to walk away from like a home situation or from something here that was traditional. And then this person feels like then that's when God put you in their life. And it could have even had them turning around. Like they were like going to leave something but then they were like, wait, what? And I think there's like a certain amount of pain here, but then I don't know, there's something like, I just heard you went looking for God, find it here, like kind of thing. All right. This person feels protective of your inner child as well. And again, I think that I don't know that this is a group that speaks of it as such. Like, I'm so protective of your inner child. You just are, like, I don't know that this person could even articulate it. I think they could say something like, you make me feel very safe and you make me feel calm. I feel heard and understood, because I think this person could have been gaslit a lot by people, or like they were led to believe that whatever went on in their home environment was like normal. And I think you were like, but it's not though. And I think you just showed them that by like actually listening to them, or by actually like I think some of you have given this person's inner child a voice where it's like, I'm hearing this person think in their mind, like, I was thinking that too, like I always kind of thought that something was wrong, but I didn't know what it was. But because you're an outsider from the situation, and like I'm hearing my husband, he was like, do they always talk to you like that? There was one conversation where he was disturbed by what went on, and he was like, are you always spoken to like that? And I was like, oh yeah, they don't mean anything by it. And I literally meant that, like, at the time. But he was like, well, I'm just going to mention next time. He's very kind and calm and respectful. And he was like, I'm just going to mention that I don't really like that, And I freaked out. I was like, oh no, like that's going to cause such a big argument. He's like, why would it cause an argument? If they're not trying to hurt you, if we're all on the same page that Jess should be getting treated well, me just mentioning that I'm uncomfortable with the tone or with the this or the that, I'm going to say it nicely. That shouldn't cause World War III. And then I started to think about it, and I was like, no, but it would though. And they would talk about us behind our back, and they would frame us like we were doing something wrong. And that's when I started to kind of unravel like exactly what was going on, and I feel like there could have been something like that with you as well. Session time. All right. What else does this person love? Okay. They like the schmegs as well. It's a very passionate kind of, you could have introduced this person to something schmegally as well, like inside themselves. And it could be just how much like commitment or comfort or something like actually does mean to them in that arena, and how much better it is when you have that kind of like a bond with somebody. They feel protected in that way. Calm, stable, provided for. There's romance here. This is a good connection. Ugh, there's somebody trying to get in to this reading. Okay, so I feel like the other thing that this person has done is they've given you more of a standing on the ether. Again, whether you know it or not, because it feels, and maybe you both have this actually, and maybe that's why the divine brought this together, is because you have this snake energy that's trying to get in. And I don't know if it's an I think it's old exes for both of you, because I kind of feel like the two of you are people that got away for other people, and they maybe never thought that their manipulations would wear off or something like that. But it's like the two of you actually do provide a level of protection, like on the astral, on the ether, for each other, and a barrier and a blockage for this snake energy that is very regretful. And they want you both to think that like, I'm your true love, I'm this, I'm that. And you're like, that's what Spirit's trying to teach you through this connection, this earthy bond. It's like, you're my true love. Why don't you make pasta on Tuesdays then? Because he does. Why don't you take the trash out on Fridays? Because he does. You're my true love. Calm down with you're my true love, okay? Like, what are you out doing? Because we're building a life together. That's true love, you know? And I used to say this all the time, and I've kind of calmed down on it before, where it's like, you guys know that I don't really exactly know if I believe in twin flames or not. But what I do know is I believe in marriage. And I think that if twin flames are real or not real, I'm just a girly that likes husbands better. Like, I think that where it's at, like, I highly recommend getting a husband, even if you're not in the market, but I know that there are bad husbands out there. So I'm making a joke, okay? Because I've had a really positive experience. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know that, even if I believed that twin flames are real, I don't know that I would ever find it aspirational to go after my twin flame, because what I want is a husband, somebody that I'm like is with me every single day. That to me is what like actual love is. I don't know what that version of love would be. Like, if it's not somebody that you're doing life with. Like, what? You know, like, it's great to know that you're connected in this loving way, you know, to other souls, I guess. But it's like, you know, the more love, the merrier. But it's like, I just find my spiritual path has been marriage, truly. Like, I've always been in the church. I wanted to be a pastor, but my true spiritual path has been my marriage. And I've learned everything around trying to figure out what kind of partner I wanted and who I had to break up with and say no to. And like, pursuing marriage to me has like been the thing that's like helped me grow spiritually the most. I make pasta from scratch. He's Italian and I am Irish, LOL. I love your energy. Alex and I are both so cerebral. Both of us are like, I don't think that I believe in twin flames. Like, both of us are that way. But yeah, if I have a twin flame, it's Alex. It's just that I don't know. Like, I don't know. Okay, anything else? Okay, I just saw counterpart energy. As we're talking about this, I just saw the King and Queen of Cups. So they like that you match them. This person also likes that you are emotionally regulated. And I think you bring a certain amount of emotional regulation to the household. So even if like your kids are going crazy, or you have family over for the weekend, or you got to take the dog to the vet, or like whatever it is, like there's a certain amount of emotional regulation that is brought in because you're both like very mature and you're adults. And there's still this energy trying to get in. But I'm just still picking up on the love between the two of you. Very constant. I just heard just like a solid, constant pitch. And this to me feels like, again, it's protective on the astral. I just heard this like between you and this other person. And again, it's like karmic energies, which I think could be in your family, your friends, these snake energies that are like trying to permeate or get in. To destabilize or whatever. It just creates this, like, it's just kind of, I'm seeing it like shake snakes loose or something. It's some kind of like sonic instrument. All right. Oh my gosh, it's, She Creature said I kept hearing jingling and I thought my kids had a toy, but I think it's just his head. It is. Anything else? Oh, exactly. Oh my gosh, this is a wish fulfillment, and it's healing, and it's different. So they like that you're different, because I think this person was walking away from the same old, same old. I think they were like, if this is what love is, no thanks. If this is what everybody else is doing, no thanks. Like, and so there's something about this, like, it's different, and it's healing, and it's non-interruptive. It's happy. There's a happy energy too. You feel like coming home is what I just said. You feel like coming home. This is truly a gift from the divine. Yeah. Oh my gosh, every time I go to the card, somebody else is trying to get in here. So I think part of it is just the protection. And, you know, even think about like modern times. Think about like how many scam phone calls and emails you get, you know? So like there could be something here about that, where there's just, you know, there's always somebody that has an angle that's trying to work in with the two of you. But I feel like you're a really good team. Like you're really solid. You're a really solid team. And you're just very protective. If you have a child here, like they feel you're very protective parents. Like they trust your judgment. I remember that came out in the readings there for a while, where they like, again, that goes back to like, I like if you say that we're going to go out with your friends, that like, I'm genuinely excited to meet them because I know that they're not going to be freaks and weirdos, you know? And I think they trust your judgment, like where it comes to like their child as well too, you know? So yeah, legal battle. I know who is trying to come in. Yeah. Bye, boy. Yeah. Oh, okay. I just heard you've been dealing with boys and this is like a man, or that's how they feel about you. Or it's like they were dealing with for some, they feel like you made them into a man, or you were their reason. Like you made this person want to level up. That goes back to what I was getting in the beginning. Like if this person started taking on more hours at work, or I feel like they started taking themselves more seriously. Because of you and because of your connection, and you both were like, I think I want to do this, you know? And also this isn't somebody who was intimidated by that. That was like, oh my gosh, I think I want to be with you. Better go fuck the town at the bar, like with all my friends. Like this person was like, all right, I always knew this moment was going to come, and here you are, and you're never going to feel ready, but I'm excited. This person has an adventurous spirit as well too, and they view the relationship with you as an adventure. And I'm hearing from Little Women. So Meg, she always wanted to get married, and she even wanted to marry rich. She was like, I want loads of servants and lots of, you know, because she wanted her life to be easy, but she fell in love with a tutor that didn't have much money. And so on her wedding day, she's telling Joe, the main character, her sister, Joe is trying to convince her to run away with her. She's like, you will be bored of him in 2 years and we will be interesting forever. But Meg was like, no, I want to be married. I'm willing to struggle and I'm willing to work hard, but I want to do it with John. And I feel like that's like the two of you. It's like, I'm willing to struggle and I'm willing to work hard, but I want to do it with pile number 3. I feel like, is this, oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought that it was freezing. Yeah. And so I think like that's what this person thinks. Like I am willing to struggle as long as I'm like doing it with you. Cause this person, I don't think that they could have just done this with anybody. They wouldn't have. And that should be an immense compliment. Far cry from the pile number 2 energy, who not only would do it with anybody, but just jump in for the absolute wrong reasons. This person would never really fall in that trap. And so if you involve with pile of 2 person, then this is a person who's healing that, helping you to heal that, because they would just never. It's beneath them and they're not interested. It wouldn't have turned their head, you know? It's like, I know that I'm going to have to struggle, but as long as I'm struggling with you, this is a life worth living. I just heard Lessons Learned from Carrie Underwood again. And, dang, I just heard it. The Good Stuff by Kenny Chesney. This person feels like that's the good stuff. Like building their life with you. It's the little things matter to this person. All the little things, you know? Eating burnt suppers the whole first year and asking for seconds to keep her from tearing up. Like those things, like this person likes that. You know, that you guys had the little memories about, you know, I don't know, like I'm thinking about Alex and I, like I have messed up some food dishes in my life, okay? I really have. And a lot of them are inside jokes, like, you know, and it's funny. And it was sad when it was happening and you waste a lot of money sometimes. But, you know, it's things like that. And that's the good stuff between the two of you where you're like, make sure you follow that recipe to a T, or like calm down on the cinnamon, like, you know, or whatever it is. Like, the little things become the big things. And that's, yeah, this is a connection that's gonna be so fulfilling, because you're gonna look back on your life and you're gonna be like, what a rich life, what a full life. And it was all the little things. And it doesn't matter how much cinnamon you put in my oatmeal that one time, and I thought it was a murder attempt. It doesn't matter, because it wasn't, and I love you. Yeah. Yeah, marriage is definitely for me, but the roles are not at all. Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like, if you feel like you're stuffing yourself into a shoe, and that's not what's going on here at all. But this to me feels like there's certain routines that have to happen to make your life move forward. Like, you have to have money, and you have to have a car, you have to, you know, that's, and you guys figure out how to do that together. That's like kind of what this feels like to me. How did you meet Alex? Do you have some relationship advice you personally learned? I do. I have tons of relationship advice. I would love to write a book. But Alex and I met at the Omega Institute for Holistic Studies, and we were both on a monastic path. We were going to, he was further along in that journey than I was, but we were both like pretty determined to go in that direction. Anyway, this is beautiful. I'm claiming that. That's my pile for you, boo. Okay, I'm taking this off because of the bell. And then we're going to get into general messages. Ugh. All right. Hi, Joel. Hi, Mama. Okay. Oh, this is another like shaky one. I can hear it. Okay. So many of these have bells on them. All right, we'll do that. Hi guys, I finally made it to a live chat. Okay, we're doing a general message. You're just in time. All right. So new energy, spirit, not related to the reading at all. What general messages? I just heard origins of a shift in being. Okay. Origins of a shift in being. Am I frozen?
You're definitely a little choppy.
Hmm.
Give me just a sec here.
One moment. All right, here we are. Um, I I do feel like there was some interference there. Cheryl, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Jess. Happy holidays, all. Happy holidays. Um, okay, yeah, somebody got triggered. It's I feel like it usually comes in when I talk about somebody moving on, or like it's a message that somebody doesn't like because they're trying to hang on to somebody's energy, and there felt like there was teamwork to do with that. Anyway, all right, so getting back to the general messages, I was hearing origins of a shift in being, and it was some kind of like heartbreak energy, and somebody has like found their temperance in a situation from the past. So what is this shift in being that you want to talk to us about, Spirit? Something wasn't healthy. And it's like a growing up energy. The shift in being is like moving on from the Page of Cups to the King of Swords. Okay, so there was this is like discernment energy, making some kind of decision, cutting away from something here. So there was origins of a shift in being. So there was a spiritual purpose to some kind of heartbreak that you experienced, and there was a karmic contract involved, and somebody's pissed about this. And this could be this interference energy that we were picking up on, and they're absolutely pissed about this. Why? Because they're seeing you like thriving, or they're seeing this is like the path to like thriving, right? And there's like some kind of obstacles being put up. So it's moving on from this Page of Cups energy, which is the emotional energy, but it is somewhat immature, and it's just happy, and it's settling for less. Like this could be like a love crumb energy almost, and it could have to, there could be a parent child kind of situation. I don't know. But it feels like something has put some kind of blockage or an obstacle up in regards of it, because they don't want to be cut off, or they don't want somebody to see the truth of them, or to stand in their power. And standing in their power, I feel like has to do with this King of Swords energy, making some kind of decision and cutting away from, again, possibly a family, some kind of controlling energy. It's like, yeah, controlling with money or something like that. So somebody could be angrily, I've had some messages come through like that today, of somebody here needs to cut away from a family with money. They need to distance themselves. They need to like go independent. So maybe somebody didn't want to hear that, or they don't want you to hear that, and to start over. Somebody doesn't want you separating from them. This is coming through very strong. I don't like this energy. This energy is being very controlling and very manipulative, because they're commandeering the conversation. And you're probably picking up on it. And I'm sure you felt that way when this person was around, but this is like somebody's trying to co-opt the conversation. It's like, you don't get to pull away from me kind of thing. Like, I refuse to let you go. The truth is that something needs to change. They don't want you to recognize that. Who is this person that doesn't want you to recognize that? This King of Pentacles. This is a karmic from your past that is like on your heels here in this shark energy. It's an old energy. So this could be an old karmic that you go way, way, way back with. And they kept you in some kind of illusion, delusion, some kind of fantasy. They don't want you breaking free from that. They want you to trust them. They want to be able to tempt you in with all their cake and their wine and their cow and their house. And you are moving forward. Because some kind of heartbreak between the two of you it was an initiating experience in this shift in being. And I'm seeing from Frozen, like the little troll shaman man. And he was like, oh, thank goodness it didn't hit her heart, because the heart, the head can be persuaded, but the heart is not so easily changed. And so I feel like your guides actually had you do this heart-based energy. And I think it might have been painful, or it might have been very dangerous to do, even on a spiritual level, because if they try to change your mind about something without having you hit in the heart with some realization, then the head can be like kind of persuaded, and it doesn't really know what hit it. But there's a heart energy here, and it was a catalyst for this shift in being. It had to be this kind of origin, because this is an old karmic situation here. Yeah, and you're starting a new beginning, and they needed you to take some kind of leap of faith into a new beginning. Maybe explore a new water. But something here had you on a leash, and this person is like very powerful in their energy, and they're trying to do that. And I don't know if they themselves are powerful in their energy, or it's just this is a connection that like goes way, way back. So what is going on here? This is something you've had to fight against, I feel like, if not your whole life, for quite a while. Like since you met this person, you've been fighting this energetically for a long period of time, even if you don't know. And so your guides have helped you, or a spirit guide has come in to help you shift this, and there's a strategy to get you through some kind of obstacle, but you're dealing with a very strategic person, but you're also dealing with somebody that doesn't respect you. Yeah, this is an ending. This cards are being very, very clear and very, very forceful. This is an ending. And I just heard, and it can't be stopped. At this point, I feel like nothing is actually going to stop this. Because this person, I felt like that there was an energy that tried to interrupt this, right? And it's not going to work. Like, it was trying to prevent this ending from occurring, but you know what you know. You've seen what you've seen. You've changed. This person was the King of Pentacles and you were the Page of Cups in this dynamic. They tried to keep you dependent on them in some kind of way, but now you're the King of Swords. So now you're both kings. You are on this person's level. You can see them clearly. And also, the King of Swords for me is Mrgashira energy. It's incredibly auspicious, but it's that first nakshatra in Gemini where it breaks away from Taurus energy, which is the Garden of Eden, where, yeah, you get all your needs met, but you're with a tyrant. You're with somebody that they call all the shots. You don't have your freedom. You can't express yourself, and it's their way or the highway kind of thing. And that's that King of Pentacles energy. And they want to tell you, oh, look, come in. Everything's going to be fine here, but it's not really. And you can see that clearly now, that it's just another go around. And this person's trying to siphon something, your energy, your time. They want to keep you stuck. They want to keep you distracted. They want to keep you surrounded by the good life as well. Because in that King of Pentacles energy, there was a cake, and it looks good too. It's like a chocolate cake with several layers with like cherries or something on it. There's like a big, rolling hills and stuff. I mean, they want to keep you, I'm hearing like with decadence and with luxury, or they want with the superficial stuff, they want to keep you distracted, and it's just not working anymore because you're at the end of the cycle and you're cutting through of this so you can walk through this new door. And this person doesn't want you to walk through this new door because they think that you're their lovers. They think that this is a like kind of love connection, and they want you to realize it too. And then they want you guys to have this like routine together. But Spirit, what's the truth? The truth is that you are in this period of judgment, and that certain things are being unearthed about this person. And once you realize what those things are as well, like, you can't help but move away from this particular situation and be independent. Look, there's a strong independence energy coming through from this, where you're being very self-sustaining. And this person is trying to like manifest, but I feel like this could also be spell work. They're trying to have a hold on your energy. They're trying to manifest this lover's connection in secret. They're trying to get you to like realize like, oh my gosh, like my lover person. And there's anger here, and there's possessive. This is like a possessiveness. Possessiveness isn't love. And I'm thinking about that like Corinthians verse that everybody always reads at their weddings, and it's like, love is patient, love is kind, love is not boastful. Like, this person's version of love is control, and it's possessiveness, and it is boastful, and it is unkind, and it is inconsiderate of you. And Spirit needs you to cut ties with this, let go of this, so that you can have that like truly considerate version of love where somebody invests in you and pours into you equally from the jump, and not only when you threaten to leave. Because if you get sucked back into this, and I think you know this, or you're starting to wise up to this or see this very clearly, you're just going around for another cycle. This person is never going to truly change so long as you are around, because they're getting exactly what they want. And they're always going to be tempted when, even if they could have had the bejesus scared out of them of you leaving, because I think something's different this time. And they're like, okay, no, I'm really going to act right. And they might tell themselves that in the moment, and they might be very convincing because they really do mean it. But the thing is, when you lull into a routine with this person, they're eventually going to have opportunity to mess it up again, because it's an inner weakness that they want to distract themselves with you. They don't want you to leave. Why don't they want you to leave? Like, what is this person running from? Like, why do they care so much? Oh my gosh, look, the same energy came out. They're just afraid of you leaving because they feel like it's the Two of Cups, but this has not been a reciprocal connection. You feel very alone in this. And maybe it taught you that your wish fulfillment is being alone for some of you. Like, you like your own company. This is the group that likes to vacation on their own, likes being in their own company. You probably really have developed your intuition. Because this person keeps secrets. And in order for you to break free from this, you would have had to unearth those secrets. So it's not a wonder that you're here in the tarot. Because I feel like you and tarot have an alliance. Like, you guys are like, you're going to work through this kind of thing. Yon Soli, thank you so much. I love that name. I don't know why, but the yellow and like the soul in the middle of that, I don't know. I just got like a burst of sunlight. Maybe you got a burst of sunlight. Oh, maybe you are a burst of sunlight, not just Yon, but everybody else here as well. Like, I feel like you're a burst of sunlight here for this person. Yeah, there's some kind of conflict around a tower moment. This person is just so clinging on to your energy. Is there anything that you need to know about being able to fully release from it? Happy holidays. Is there anything else that you... It's just hermit energy. Just being in a hermit energy. Being okay alone, but I think a lot of you really are. And it's going to help you see clear up the confusion. And just be patient with yourself. You getting away from this person, spending time alone. So there's a period of your life where you need to be alone. And I mean, like, not with anybody else. And you probably already know that. And that's necessary because that's where the answers are going to come in. This person did not take the higher cup. I feel like this person is really angry with themselves. If they were going to clean up their act, they would have already done it. And they would have made a different choice at a key intersection. So angry. This person could be looking for dirt on you as well. So this person could also be using the tarot, but they're using it in a negative way. By the way, if you're a person doing this, I don't want to be involved with your energy. This is not the channel for you. If you're going to be in that energy and you're not going to admit what you're doing and then be earnest in trying to like walk it back, and I don't want to do your personal readings or anything like that. What is this T energy that this person, this person's trying, like, on the internet, trying to dig up dirt. So they could be, like, they're snooping. Legal issues into you. Court, judges, immigration, lawyers, etc. And then into you. Good chemistry, great vibes, and positive. So this person could be having legal issues. They could be consulting a lawyer. Look, somebody here makes stuff up because we have clout hungry, says anything, does anything, makes stuff up, dramatic. No facts, never has the facts, makes shit up, lies. I think they're trying to like put this on you, but I feel like this person's looking and they can't find anything. Looking you up, looking you up. Researching you, studying you, getting info, broke ass, inside scoop. They want to know about your money situation. Why is this person like this bankrupt? Okay, because this person's having money issues. And it could be because of some kind of legal scenario. This corresponds with one of the other readings. I can't remember which one. I think it's probably pile number 2 because that was the one with the kind of dense energy. Look, that was a crow. So, which is like a heads up, like warning kind of energy. This person, they could have had a tremor with something that they've built. This could be body energy, something. I feel like they got a tremor here. And maybe they didn't like that. I remember saying in one of the readings, I think it was pile number 2, where it was like, there's some kind of legal issue coming to light. Moving on. Thank you. Next. This person it could have to do with a car as well. Or like just their ability to get from one place, some kind of travel energy here. This person is like really into you, but then they are sneaking around and they're trying to block something here. What? And they I feel like this person's going to talk some smack on you, or they tried to and you just like dusted it off. This person is not emotionally stable. Talking shit. I feel like this person thinks that you're talking shit, but they're the ones talking shit. Why do they think you're talking shit? Creeping. Do you guys hear the crow that's going off? Jackpot, winning money, got rich, inheritance, unexpected money. So inheritance and unexpected money is also like a legal term. Talfa, thank you so much for the super chat. He's so annoying. I'm annoyed by this energy too, because I feel like I'm trying to move on to this and this person like grabs the energy and is like, oh yeah, like they're very bullying. This is a bully. This is a tyrant. This is somebody that's irresponsible with their energy. They're belligerent. They are emotionally unregulated. They're energetically capable, I do think, but they're, I've always read, like I remember I've been called to reread Autobiography of a Yogi. That could also be something for you as well. But where he was talking about like, just because people are adept in energy work or something like that does not mean that they are spiritually advanced. And if you want to learn that, go to India, was basically like what he's saying, because he's from there. But he was like, yeah, like you'll see people doing that all the time. And he was like, it's just a different understanding of physics. And you don't have to be spiritually advanced to have a different perspective of like physics and how to move things around energetically, you know? This person like kind of has that. Look, shine. Your light irritates their demons. Okay, this feels like an all-out energetic brawl at this point. Like this person's just like angry because our light here. Oh my gosh, remember with Soul Super Chat, Yon Soul Lee, and I was like, you're just a bright light here. So, okay, so for some of you, this isn't going on with you, but you are shining a light, something about you, your situation, your healing journey, the things that you speak about illuminates an abusive situation for somebody else. And they don't want to lose control over that person because they know that they're a demon. This person does. And that they try to tempt somebody in with something here. And that they're doing it to go around again in another cycle. And something about your healing journey or like the light that you shine is preventative from doing that. Creeping. Same shit, different day. So you could have pointed this out to somebody. Like this could even be a friend of yours. And you're like, haven't you noticed that it's the same shit, different day with this guy? Like every time you come to my house crying, it's the same shit, different day. Fake flexing, acts rich, flosses money, acts fancy, shows off. Like this person just shows off. Stalking, watching, obsessed, and groupie. So they could also be watching your group of friends that you hang out with. They're like, they're obsessed. Ooh. Oh my gosh, this is a Second Amendment device in this picture. I've never noticed that before. And it's like the scope energy is like really coming through. This is a dangerous energy. Ain't shit. But also what sticks out to me about this card is it's like the black and white energy. This person is a black and white thinker. It's kind of like if you're not with me, you're against me kind of energy. And you're not with this person's program, nor will you ever be, because I feel like you work for God. So fake accounts. What the? Looking you up from fake accounts this person is. Who is this person? Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So this person has different challenges. That's not the way that they're looking at themselves. They're envious of your growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Okay, well, this is not the way to do it. And I'm saying it because I feel like this person or these kind of people, they're watching this now. This energy is in here, which is why it's kind of like hijacking things and affecting things. Okay, if you're so envious of other people's growth, why not just work on your own growth? Why not do that? I'm going to ask. Friendship. Guilt. Because you feel guilt about a friendship? Let's just keep going with it. What friendship? Judgment on a friendship. Self-esteem. Okay, so there's been judgment called on a friendship, and it's affecting your self-esteem. Why? We're just having a conversation here via the ethers. It's just a normal Friday. It's just a normal Friday around here. Okay, so you feel judged because of a friendship. Patience and gratitude. And happiness. Okay, I just heard, I know you may be 3 years older, but you like, give me that. From Chris Brown. Okay, patience. You were waiting maybe for a friendship to turn into some kind of happiness or to show some kind of growth. Maybe you were waiting for some kind of courage in some kind of success with the friendship. Okay. So I don't understand what the issue is. Self-esteem. Okay, so there's a self-esteem issue. Whoever's doing this, there is a self-esteem issue that you got to work through. Failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So can you reframe something in your mind where like a mistake that you made is an opportunity to learn? Service. I feel good when I can help others. Okay, so this is a bit of like rescuer, persecutor, victim, because you want to rescue somebody else. So I'm wondering if you set somebody up here to be rescued when it was manufactured. Did you sabotage somebody? Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So you have some pride here. So your pride was wounded or injured. In a friendship, trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And I'm seeing in my mind like to face fear with confidence and that pride. There's some kind of Leo energy that I feel like you're being asked to connect with. I feel like I'm speaking directly to somebody here. And, I don't know, take this however it's resonating. But it's like that Leo energy and the pride energy, which is like standing as you really are. But Leo, I'm seeing this being like contrasted with the Scorpio energy. I did this in a reading that's coming out, but it was schmegdual. So maybe there's like some kind of schmegdual. Okay. I don't know if that reading has come out or not. So when it comes out, it might be a repeat of these kind of themes. But because both Leo and Scorpio rule over Schmegs. So there could be something here about like coming out like in that Leo energy, but instead you were in the Scorpio energy. You were sneaking around. And the reason you were sneaking around with somebody else or with a friend or something here is because you lacked self-esteem. But these two Schmegdual energies are very different from one another, because Leo is the kind of Schmegs that leads to children, creativity, legacy, happiness. It's a strong connection, right? And it leads to self-esteem, happiness. And then in with that Scorpio energy, it erodes that. It's the betrayer, it's the backbiter. So I feel like somebody here was in this betrayer, backbiter energy, got called out on it, and is taking it out on somebody who rightfully called them out on the fact that that was the energy that they were in. And somebody here is like, well, I was being patient. I was taking my time because I was working my way up to being in that Leo energy. But you've put somebody else here at risk. They're not expected to tolerate being treated like that. And if you're not going to come out with it, then this person has to trust their inner voice, and this person has to put the kibosh on it. And I feel like something like that was going on. Gratitude. I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that presents. This is presenting you an opportunity to learn from this situation, to learn from these two different energies. One takes not just from other people, but it takes away from you. So I feel like you're angry that you involved in a situation here that was beneath you. I just heard that very clear. It was beneath you. And I think you've gotten trapped, or you've gotten embroiled in something, in some kind of secret, and it created a lot of obstacles. That's the nature of that situation, of that energy that you partook in, is that it puts more obstacles in the way. It adds layers of confusion. You're angry with yourself over here, but you're taking it out on somebody. You're saying, well, I was getting around to it. Well, who cares? This person doesn't have to wait for you to do that. Freedom. Friendship. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. There's some kind of freedom being offered in this situation. Freedom from this cycle. Freedom from this cycle of this victim, rescuer, persecutor. I feel like you label people, you put people in categories, and then you're like, okay, hold on, now wait, like now it's very like strategic instead of trusting the inner voice. Trusting the inner voice in this situation would have led to freedom. I feel like you needed to express something at a certain time, and you had to trust that inner voice. And it might have gone against what everything else was telling you because you were in that negative energy and you had to bust out of it. So there was a wrong voice around you, the voice of fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love, because fear and love are opposites. Like in the spiritual community, everybody always talks about that. Fear and love are opposites. So it was the voice of fear, and the voice of love was telling you to shine. The voice of love was telling you to be in your Leo energy and to come out with it and to whatever. Loneliness, I know that I'm never alone. So it could have been a fear of being left out in the cold, or a fear of being alone. Like if you let go of this decrepit energy that was always beneath you, that you're going to be left alone. But I feel like there's a karmic lesson here that you were alone. You were always alone. And like in this energy, that's where that naturally heads off to. Because it's like sin cuts. I heard somebody say sin separates is what they said. So there's a sinfulness. There's an error in involving in whatever this was, and that separates. And I feel like it separated you from your self-esteem, but also pride, lion pride, like your group. It separated you out from some kind of like friendship group or something here like that you should have been involved with. This is like all coming back around to self-esteem. And being patient with yourself. I accept that everything happens in divine order. And I think there's a timing thing where it's like, it's now or never is what I'm hearing. Like there's a timing thing where you needed to yeah. And I do think it's weird because I feel like there was it's like jump. Like there was an intuitive voice that said like, be clear, be open, be expressive. And then that didn't happen. And then you were given a period of time. You were you were given patience because the spirit of love was in this. So you were given patience and you were like, okay, I'm going to take my time to grow. But I don't think that that's what happened. I think you were kicking the rock down the road, and I think you were putting it off. And I think you still were involving in whatever that scorpionic energy is, maybe to a lesser degree, but you were not severing and separating yourself from this, like whatever the sin separates energy. You weren't separating yourself from that. So it never got better over time, even though you were given time. And then when the time came to express yourself, you still didn't do it. So you're mad with yourself here and you're taking it out on another person, and that's what's wrong. You're continuing to sin and it's causing more separation, and I just heard separation anxiety. It's causing more obstacle. This is a general message, but it's turned into a whole hullabaloo kind of thing. Yeah, look, magician energy. This is manipulation energy. And I don't know if you're dealing with magic or if you're dealing with energy work, but it's not the way. It's not the way. This is what, a fancy way you found to bully people and push people around? I mean, you're trying to start a fight at a reunion. Did you try to start a fight at a reunion? Did you involve with someone else here that I've already outlined? And then try to start a fight at a reunion? That changed your fate. That was, okay. So for some of you, I don't know, there was some type of like reunion or something, or a party or a gathering or a get together. And that was like, there had been a period of time that you were allowed to get your shit together. That was it. That was the moment. That was the proof in the pudding moment. So you shouldn't have showed up here with this person that you reunited with, or that's this hot stinking mess, in order to start a fight. You shouldn't have done that. And it changed your fate. You can't win. It was treacherous. Yeah, you chose this energy instead of this energy. This is happy reunion energy. This leads to a happy marriage or something. I just felt like tear energy, like crying energy, because it seems like you wanted this person. But then you involved with this other nonsense, this utter shit show. So what do you need to let this go? For some of you, this is a person that like you were dealing with in the past. What do you need in order to let this go? A new beginning? Gotta let this go. You gotta walk away from the obstacle here. The truth is that there was some kind of message that was entrapping, and it came from devil energy, and it came from a place inside of you. Something that you said, something you did, some kind of trip that you took. It came from a devil energy. It was very sudden. It was very shocking. And then, or a message that you sent to this person was in some devil energy. And you sat back and watched to see like how this person was going to handle it. You wanted this person to be shattered. You wanted this person to be sad. And it was sexually strategic, and it was like hidden. And for some reason you thought that you wanted them to be sad over this relationship that you were in with somebody else. But you somehow thought that this way of behaving was going to end up in a Two of Cups energy out of betrayal. And maybe you were going to try to involve this person in a third party situation, offer them some kind of schmegdual energy or new beginning energy, and then put up a blockage or in something with this other person that you were with. Because you saw somebody else here standing in their strength. And something happened in the past where they put up their blockages and maybe refused to talk to you. Maybe they didn't want to have a conversation with you, so they put up their blockages. And so you felt like you needed to sneak around. Okay, so what I just heard though, they put up their blockages. Another word for that is boundaries. This person set a boundary with you, and then you were sneaking around their boundary. Because you couldn't see that this was wrong. And you couldn't see that you were the one that left this person out in the cold. They just responded to that. Because you were the one that involved with this other person, and that you tried to throw this other person at this other person that you really want at their face. You were the one that left this person out in the cold. This also can be like a lack of morality. or like a lack of traditionality. Like if this is a romantic relationship you're trying to settle, you didn't go down the traditional route. It wasn't like, hi, I'm not sleeping with anyone else and I would like to take you on a date. It didn't go down that route. And if it did go down that route, then things would have been different. I go back to that scorpionic energy over here. Had you not involved in the sinful energy, and I don't mean that in a puritanical way, that sin separates. To sin is to error. And this error energy and something behind the scenes, something sneaky, something I think schmegdual and underhand that was always beneath you. If you had never involved in that, then it wouldn't have put up obstacles, layers of confusion. You see that now. Or you're meant to. You're meant to see that your approach in this situation that was rooted in low self-esteem and and an inability to shine, like an inability to illuminate something here, like about yourself or your feelings or something that you had involved in the wrongness of it and your true feelings about that situation. You tried to use it strategically, like, oh, isn't this great? But you don't like this person. You don't think it's great. You want to be over here with this person, this like Leo energy. So your inability to do that is what you're supposed to look at here. Your culpability in this, your approach is what was always wrong. And had you approached this person, this crossroads, this situation differently, you would have received sanctuary. You would have had a different outcome. And there are certain points that you got strategic in your mind and you're like, I'm going to show up with this other bitch. And that's going to work in my favor. If you had showed up single with flowers in your hand, you would have been with this person. Light bulb. Because some of you are like, I want to be with this person. Why show up with this third party if you want to be with this person? You were hiding. You were hiding something here. That somebody who walked away from you and somebody who walked away from this group is a wish fulfillment. And they're different. Why are they different though? They're different because they set boundaries with you. Has no one ever set a boundary with you? Is this this feels to me like an immune system response over boundaries. Has nobody ever just held a boundary with you before? Nobody that, okay, I'm getting like nobody that you ever liked, nobody that you ever like cared about, because I think that if somebody ever did, maybe you didn't even notice it because you were like, I'll just go this way. Like I'll just go over here. But with this person, and maybe for some of you, people are usually you're the one doing that and then people chase after you. But with this person, you actually, this person is different to you. And for some, it's like you're the person that's used to leaving and checking out and not being emotional. But this is the person that did that. And it's not because they're not capable of it either. And I don't know what you're telling yourself. I think you know that. I think you see this as a loving person. And I think that you see that this person has like love and care for other people, but they've distanced themselves despite that. They've chosen to do that, to distance themselves. You're not used to that. Because it makes you take responsibility. So that's where that pride energy was coming in. Because it makes you take responsibility. But all you can focus on is your wounded pride in this situation. And all of this, I'm sorry to be so harsh, but all of this was your own doing. And it goes back to your approach. And your spiritual job here is to focus on why was that your approach instead of something different. And it's because of that low self-esteem. And it's because there was a scorpionic energy that you were engaged in that was always beneath you. It was hidden. It was secretive. You thought it was going to lead to power or some kind of transformation, possibly with this person. But it's eroding and it's degrading. And you needed to be in a different energy. And this person, something about the situation is making you, forcing you, insisting that you take responsibility. This is a healthy motion. This is a healthy movement in the overall journey of your soul. And I'm hearing like you might well be reunited with this person on their terms. I feel this is a soul connection. Look at what's going on here. I think whoever you involved with to throw at this person's face is the sinful part of this. It separated something and it pulled you apart. But this initiated a now you have a path, is what I feel like. You have a spiritual path. You have 2 points. 2 points create a line. So you are here and you want to be here. And so it's like created a path for you. Because I'm hearing like, oh, we'll let you back in this person's life. But there are stipulations here. You're not getting let back in this person's life in this energy. You have to take responsibility for what you did here. Because I feel like you're just focused on this person leaving. And how dare they? And it hurts you. And it hurts your pride. And that's all you're focused on is the pain. And it's scrambling your brain. And that's fine. It's human. But we got to stop, collaborate, and listen. We got to stop, pause. We got to I'm seeing like in that other deck, I'm seeing like the Shiva energy, the Hierophant, balanced. And this is masculine too, because Shiva rules over masculinity. So it could very well have been Shiva that like put this in because you're called to a higher form of your masculine side. Shiva's big D energy. Shiva has 2 masculine paths, and this could potentially be as well. One is the householder path, but it's one of dedication and service and genuineness. It is that like being upright, right? That's possible, but also it's the path of the aesthetic. So you're called to one of these 2 paths, I think, or this person is, but you have to take responsibility and you have to walk up the hill. You have to let this person go. You have to let this person be independent. You have to be independent of yourself because something here is a functioning dysfunction. So what they're doing is they are severing this functioning dysfunction. This is the way the pattern always plays out to you. And I got to say, it's a tragedy. I feel like it's a tragedy because there's love here. There is. You're not acting from that place of love. And don't fool yourself into thinking that you're entitled to do this and that you're acting from this place of love. Do not fool yourself into doing that. That's part of the functioning dysfunction. Stop, pause, take responsibility, okay? But there is a lot of love here. But it's kind of like something here is like scarred over or scabbed over. And there's a healing process that has to occur. And you have to be a part of it. You have to participate in that healing process. So they're saying this isn't goodbye forever. What was severed here is a functioning dysfunction because there's genuine love here. And I just heard where there is genuine love, the universe, God himself will always bring you back together. But you've got to lean into what is love? What's love got to do with it? Got to do with it? I feel like that's maybe you. What's love but a second emotion? So I feel for some of you, you didn't even realize that you love this person. And you do. Like there's actually love here, which is why you preoccupy with it as well. And there is actual love. There's actual respect. This person is different and you know it. And that's the surprise at the end of the rainbow. But it's like, you've got to stop lying to yourself. So this is where this is also my pushback to the twin flame thing, because maybe there are twin flames and maybe there are soulmates, right? But if you just preoccupy with like, this is my twin flame, this is my soulmate, why aren't things coming together? Well, like again, pause. If it is of God, okay, if it's the divine bringing the 2 of you together, you've got to participate with the divine plan. This is, okay, I get it. Because in my readings recently, there's been this metaphor that they've been using about the mice trap or the mice maze, where you can smell the cheese right here. And it's like, I know my soulmate is there. I know there's love like right there, okay? But you can't get through this wall. So that's the key. You've got to participate with the divine plan in order to get to your soulmate or your twin flame. You can't zero in on like, but they're right there. There's a wall there. Why? You got to participate with the divine plan. They're hot dog pilling you, and that might piss you off as well. You know, like if you got to give your dog some medicine and they're not taking it and you got to put it in their butt, or I'm joking. You got to put it in the hot dog, you know? I just saw from Baby Mama and she's like, "Ugh, it's in there." That's what they're doing. They're hot dog pilling you this medicine, but you've got to go this way and you've got to learn these things and you got to learn that. And they're tricking you into getting healed so that you can be the person that not only has a soulmate, but can bring the soulmate connection together between the 2 of you. That's what's going on here. So stop fighting it. This is like every time I bring my cat to the vet, I just wish she spoke English so I could be like, you got to get this shot. You know, you feel better after this shot. You know, that's what they're trying to get you to understand. This is the way. It's a paradox because it looks like you're moving away from this person and it looks like you're losing them and you're actually gaining them. The path away from this person at this current juncture, learn this. This is a high spiritual truth. The path away from them is the path towards them. But you got to start taking responsibility for, I'm hearing your shit actions. You know you did something wrong. You know you hurt this person. Love Love is patient. I feel like some of you need to like read that quote. It's Corinthians. Love, it's a long one. It's like love is patient, love is kind, but like really study it. Really, it's like love is not boastful. Love doesn't do this. Love does that. Like really, really look at it. Think about it. I feel like this person was able to get through to you. Why? Soulmate connection. You actually love this person. You know it, but you're angry and you want it now. You're not fit for it now. Okay? And that's not being mean to you. This is me. That's the best thing anybody could ever say to you at this juncture. And you'll get there quicker if you just accept it, start moving, start getting the healing that you deserve. I just heard start getting the healing that you deserve. Because some of you have been in a bad situation with a karmic. That's the soulmate or the Scorpio energy that you've been involved in. And I'm sure it was harrowing, whatever it is. And like you feel this person should be your reward or something for getting out of it. You are going to be your reward for getting out of it. Some kind of healing, some kind of clarity. No doubt. I feel like you've been in it. I'm hearing in no uncertain terms, you've been in an ABUSIVE situation with this other person. You have, but you are the reward. God is the reward. The freedom is the reward. Because it's the same shit, different day with this person. Okay. And there's a mirroring there of like, this is, and I feel like this third party has always interfered between you. And it's because they're preying on your insecurity. So it's also like, I don't know, if you go out in your backyard and you got ticks out there, maybe you want to get some chickens to start eating those ticks because you've got to deal with it, you know? Okay, you got this third party that's a tick and they always try to siphon you away from this person and they can get purchased, they can cling into you because of your low self-esteem. So if you want to get rid of this third party, this is all about knowing where to put your focus and your attention. This is going to make... I just heard, Mr. I'll make a man out of you. But this is like a magician. So this is, you got to learn how to where to put your focus. And it's not always matchy-matchy. Does that make sense? And I know that you know what I mean. I remember learning this like as a kid where it kind of snapped in for me where I was like, oh, if I want this thing, I got to put my focus over here, right? If I want to be the best in the long jump, then that means I'm running drills over here. That means I'm doing my squats. That's where I'm putting my focus. I can't just only focus on the long jump. I got to know what goes into the long jump. And then I got to start building up this muscle, that muscle. I got to build my muscle memory in this or that. I got to have somebody look at me. So that looks like me going over here, doing practice, and then returning to the long jump. This is about you understanding where to put your focus to get the outcome that you want. So you want this relationship or you want to be seen or you want to be brought back together with this person. Okay, so you got to figure out what the obstacles are. This third party is an obstacle and they're also your abuser, I think. But they're clinging on to your self-esteem. So getting back to your soulmate doesn't look like fixating on your soulmate. It looks like dealing with your self-esteem. Does that make sense? It looks like rebuilding your self-esteem. So your soulmate could be literally on the other side of the planet to you, and you could be in therapy working on your self-esteem, and you're closer to your soulmate than you would be if you were standing like right here in front of them, not working on your own inner issues. Like, hey, I'm not going away. Every time you try to do a live stream, I'm going to interrupt the person that's trying to tell you that you should move away from me. Like, you know, it's we got to stop doing that. So this is a high spiritual lesson, and it's one that the process behind it, you're going to be able to put in your pocket and take with you, where this is, and mostly what you're learning is pause. All right, stop, collaborate, and listen. But that's with your guides. And for some of you, you're going to remember that, and it's going to make you laugh. You're going to be like, all right, stop, collaborate, and listen. And that's when you're going to get into a meditation pose. And they're going to be like, what kind of meditation is this? And you'll be like, vanilla ice. He does meditation now. No, I'm joking, and I don't know if he does. But you're going to be like, oh, I'm so confused. Whenever your mind gets in that like I'm so confused and I'm going to go after this and I got to fix this and this is going to be my prize for this or that. All right, stop, collaborate, and listen. Right? And okay, so I want this to be the outcome. I always have to be open to that I could be wrong. And I need to allow myself to be checked by the forces that are higher than I got to let God into this process. But I got to be told where to put my focus. And your focus right now is your self-esteem. Whatever that looks like for you. And this could be fun. I just heard you working on your self-esteem could be fun. Okay, because this could look like, I don't know, joining a dance troupe. It could look like taking an improv class. It could look like skydiving. It could look like therapy. It could look like getting on Amazon and seeing what workbooks someone has lovingly created to help you like build up your self-esteem. Whatever works for you, you can start small, but this could actually be fun. You also need to look at this karmic in your life, okay, that you involved with. What was it that they were providing that you didn't think you could do yourself? That you didn't think you could get yourself? Why? Why are you allowing this person? Because this is a codependent relationship and they are offering you something. Go learn how to go get that thing on your own. That'll do wonders for your self-esteem. If they're providing money, if they're providing social interaction, learn how to do it on your own. And that is going to sever the tie between you and this karmic. And it's the same thing. It's the same process as you learning how to long jump and saying, well, I got to make sure my quads are quadding. You know, that's what you're doing. So you're saying, I need more self-esteem. I got to learn how to, and part of it, that's what I'm saying, it could be fun because it's just learning how to trust yourself. And part of learning how to trust yourself, this is why you're a human being, you got a butt, because we have to learn how to like toddle. And so when you fall on your butt, it can't break you, right? You're built for this. You're built for this. Okay. So take some falls, learn to laugh at yourself, dust it off, get back up, get good at that process. Because then it won't be the end of the world if you fail either. You're going to be like, I have a story that I can tell. Even if it's like super embarrassing. So say you wanted to like say your feelings to this soulmate energy and you didn't know if they were going to accept you or not, and say that you like really crashed and burned. But think about like 4 years from now, think about 10 years from now when you're like telling that to your kid, you know, and you're like, yeah, it was really embarrassing. Think about the smile on your face. Think about the joy that is going to bring to the people around you. And they're like, whoa, that's so embarrassing. We all have those stories that's like super, super embarrassing. But even those become wins. And they can be a place where you can build friends and you can make people laugh because, you know, you took a risk and you crashed and you burned. And people like that because we've all done it and it makes us feel less alone. And whenever we are laying our head on the pillow at night and we like wake up and remember that weird thing that we did 15 years ago, but you told us your embarrassing story, it's like, it happens to everybody. And then you can actually go to sleep. Like, it makes you human. Get in here. Get in. Do the human dance. Okay? And I'm seeing Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice, and I do think Pride and Prejudice could be themes here that you're working out. But Elizabeth is like, he says to her, he's like, I do not have the talent for conversing with people I've never met before. And she said, oh, and nobody can be introduced in a ballroom. And she's like, perhaps you should take your aunt's advice and practice. And then he shows up at her house the next day, awkward as all hell, trying to have a conversation. He's like, this is a charming house, and I really like what they did with it. And he tried, and they get broken away from each other for a while. And the next time they see each other, he's much more confident in conversation. And you can tell he's been practicing in earnest. That's what should have gone on here in the first place. That's what should have gone on here in the first place. That's the only thing that you're doing now. And you're getting good at it. And you're learning how to trust yourself and how to like yourself. Even when you fail, be your own best friend and be like, that was really embarrassing, but guess who gets an ice cream? And then go take yourself for an ice cream. You know, it's like, be your own best friend. It doesn't have to be the end of the world. Okay. And I know it's much more easier said and done, but I can tell that there's a fear here of like illuminating yourself. And that's what the soulmate, you meet with this soulmate, where this soulmate's probably going to encourage you to do that at some point. You know, go for it. Like, illuminate yourself. Don't be in this gutter slut around the bar energy with nasty people that you feel like you got to slither around with. Like, that's never going to make you like yourself. That's the big loss here. It's never going to make you like yourself. You're never going to, it's a dependency. You're never going to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet. So learn how to do that. Break away from it. Shine your light. Shine your light. Shine your light. See? Oh my gosh, look at me. Like wearing my elf hat and I'm like, shine your light. And like somehow people tolerate me. So how much worse can it be for you? 100 bad days makes 100 good stories. See what I mean? And that's like that God energy. Because to me, God is the energy that never wastes anything. It's like, okay, that was terrible. Your knees are scraped up. It looks like it hurt. Hilarious though. You know? Hilarious. My name means to walk on water. Oh my gosh. And I just heard that, I walk on water. Beyonce and Eminem. If I walked on water, I would drown. Okay. So, see, and Sarah just said that I'm adorable. So people will think you're adorable too. Like, you know, if you fall on your face, See what I mean? It's like, and this is the thing too, that like once you realize that really nobody expects you to be perfect, it makes all of us feel uncomfortable too, because if we're around someone who's perfect or that we think is perfect, then it makes us feel like we got to be perfect too, and then we're all feeling awkward and uncomfortable. But like the second that one person just has the courage to just like fart, or like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God. Oh my gosh, I thought that we were all going to have to pretend that we were something we weren't there for a second. I thought it was going to go on for years. I had a nightmare about this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just get over it. And involving in these karmics with this gutter slut energy, I don't know why I keep saying that, in that like Scorpio energy, it's shameful. That's the kind of stuff that's not funny. You know, it's not funny that you're betraying people. It's not cute. It's not cute. So make your mistakes by all means, but like, in this not in this shame secretive container, because that's what this karmic does, is they put you in situations where they have this effect on you that makes you feel ashamed. And it could be because it's the opposite of the energy that you want to embody, but they make you feel ashamed. So anyways, the general message ended up being the main show, in my opinion. I think this was pile number 4. But yeah. I refer to myself as adorkable on occasion. See, people find a way to be comfortable in their own skin, you know, and you just got to give yourself permission to do it. Instead of trying to control, focus on yourself and just, even if it's out of your control, learn to laugh at it. My mom always said we got to learn to laugh because otherwise we would just cry. Yeah. All right. I always related to Mr. Darcy. Yeah. But Mr. Darcy is a godsend to so many people. I watched Pride and Prejudice last night because I always watch it. But I just like put it on when I was going through like my nightly routine. And I had that thought about him. I was like, he's such a godsend because like Mr. Wickham, like trying to weasel his way in to getting certain inheritances while Mr. Darcy's father was on his deathbed. And Mr. Darcy still said no and like shut that down. Like, do you know how many people Mr. Wickham, who is like a lying, cheating scumbag, could have harmed? Like if he was allowed to like have the rectory in that estate, like a lot of people, he probably could have had a very negative effect on a lot of people. But Mr. Darcy made one decision and that did not occur. He's strong and he's able to say that, you know? So no, we can see you. We can see your comments. All right. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you for being here. This was a weird one. We have a live stream tomorrow. Usually this would be a pre-recorded video on Patreon, but we are doing Who Wants to Stuff Your Stocking. So that should be another fun one. We're going to do it as a live stream tomorrow. Same time, same place. Well, actually it's over on Patreon and then you'll get the like live stream thing. And we still have candles for sale. We do have candles. If people are interested in that, we got the Sage Nick, we've got the Midwinter Night, Mama's House, Sugar Plum, Christmas Wreath. Those are all of our Christmas selections. Of course, we have other ones as well. And if you want, you know, like a Christmas in July kind of vibe, you know, we got Moonlit Beach or we got Sunnyside. So we've got Hedge Witch if you want like that pop of spring to come through. And I think we have officially sold out of all of the Everyday Magic candles. And for now, and yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow if you're over on Patreon. Candles, anything else? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Okay,
You got your hoodie.
hoodies if you want that. Oh my gosh, my hoodie came, but they sent me the wrong color, so I have to get a different color. It doesn't look bad though, the one that they sent me. And I'm hoping that they're going to let me keep that one anyways, because, you know, they just print them on demand. And then I think I'm going to get like a patch or something to put on it, maybe. To where it looks like the lip gloss is like painting on whatever I get for a patch. Anyway, I'll just show you this hoodie if you are interested in it. I got this blue one, but they gave me a different color blue. That's not even like here. So, anyway. Thank you guys so much and happy holidays if I don't see you before. then I hope that you have a merry, merry and a happy, jolly and a holy, holy, and of whatever it is that you are celebrating, and that your holiday season is full of warmth and love and laughter and God, Spirit, Muhammad, Jesus, Ramana, whatever. No, I'm just being weird. All right. Lipstick on a pig, right on a hoodie. Oh my gosh. Tomorrow is the shortest day of daylight this year, and then a minute more of daylight each day. I love it. All right. Thank you guys so much for the super chats and for the happy holiday wishes and for all of the love and for everybody who's been buying candles and hoodies and supporting me on Patreon and showing up, showing your beautiful energy and going through life with us and everything. So, okay, I think I'm going to go. Bye.